When it comes to high school football, the playoffs become a whole new animal. For the Rangers of Smithson Valley, that animal is primed and ready to go. This week, the foe is perennial power Austin Westlake, and the venue is historic Alamo Stadium for a Friday afternoon delight. The crowd is gathering, and the players are almost ready. Folks, it's time for the big boys to play, and we are here for you to bring it to you. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Rangers Network. Alongside former Baylor Bear and Washington Redskin Jeff Gandy, I'm Tony Brubaker, and on stats today is Chris Gutierrez. Jeff, as we stand here in the beautiful redone press box of Alamo Stadium and the gorgeous field down there on a beautiful Friday afternoon of about, well, it's perfect, 80 degrees and sunshine. What else could you want? This has to be the game of the day in high school football.
I think here in San Antonio, if there's a high school football game that's must on your C list, this would be the place to be. It's beautiful weather. The stands are starting to fill up, and I think, Tony, today, we've got two schools that are really, really high-powered on offense, very good on defense, tradition of winning and being deep in the playoffs every single year. Both teams, but you look at, if you're looking for the Chaparrals from Westlake, or you're looking at, of course, the Rangers from Smithson Valley, the coaching staffs are this is very much traditional. I mean, they get to this point every year. So this is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm just kind of ready to get teed up so we can start analyzing the play on the field.
The Rangers are the home team. The Chaparrals are the road team. The Westlake captains won the toss. They chose to defer, so they will kick off, and the Rangers will receive at the start of this game. And it is not too far away, so hang with us. It's the Rangers and the Chaparrals on the Rangers Network. We're back with more of the pregame show after this timeout.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to the Army National Guard, Baden, Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, and Ticketing. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and thank you for listening to this state playoff contest. Enjoy the game.
As we come back to Alamo Stadium, the Smithson Valley Rangers, as I mentioned, will receive the opening kickoff. Levi Williams, the junior quarterback, really is the straw that spins the drink here for the Rangers. 56% passing, 1,931 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And remember that, 23 and 7. He's also rushed for about 350 yards and 5 touchdowns, so he's been very effective this season. He has weapons. Senior receiver Trayvon Merrick Woodard with 28 catches. Mason Pierce, another senior, with 25 catches. Dorsal Hunter, a tight end, with 23 catches. And then some newer guys, but we need to bring another guy into it, and that's Ricky Rios, who's been out for a couple of weeks. He has 14 catches for 300 yards, and this offense depends on that passing game.
It sure does, Tony. The strategy with the Smithson Valley Ranger offense is basically we want to pound the rock. We want to run the football to open up the big explosive play vertically down the field to one of these receivers. And, of course, Woodard's the key receiver. But, of course, obviously the opponent team's going to be keying on him as well. So some of these other players like Hunter and Pierce and also Anderson may come into more of a play because Williams is going to have to maybe distribute the football a little bit more than just looking for your prime target. Moving in the pocket, keep the defense guessing a little bit. Don't become one-dimensional and distribute the ball around.
Their defensive line is big and strong. A couple of guys in the middle like Cassidy and Neal really stop the run well. They have active linebackers, including a junior named Jake Ellinger, the younger brother of the Texas quarterback. But on offense, the Westlake offense revolves also around passing, and their junior quarterback Taylor Anderson, 62% passing, 2,012 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. What is the likelihood that both starting quarterbacks would have that same number? He's also carried the ball for almost 800 yards, 8.1 yards a carry, so he is a danger running the ball as well, and he's got some weapons. Ramos at 39 catches, Magnum at 32 catches. He's got a tailback named Nakia Watson, who's run for almost 1,400 yards. They have weapons as well on offense, and this is a challenge to the Ranger defense.
It's going to be a huge challenge because Nakia Watson actually averages around 150 yards total per game, and when you're running back is averaging over 150 and your quarterback's averaging over 200 yards per game. That's a lot of offense by two individuals. But they're not one-dimensional. Although they do want to run the football, they can go vertically down the field as well, and that's what Taylor Anderson does well. He just distributes the ball to whatever the defense gives to him. But it's going to be a high task for the Ranger defense. They're going to have to learn how to control and put some pressure, but also control Anderson and hopefully make them more one-dimensional.
The Westlake offense has been able to put up some points this year, averaging 46 points a game, total offense at 467 a game. In fact, the one note, they've scored 522 points this season. Their victory of margin, and they're 11-0, is 32 points a game. They've won by an average of 32 points a game. They're close games. They beat Lake Travis by 7. They beat Vandergrift by 2. They beat College Station by 7. And they beat Hayes by only 10. So,
right.
But in the last 4 games, all district games, 56, 59, 55, and 62 are their totals, and no opponent has got 20 or more than 20, so they are prolifically an offensive team.
Most definitely. But, you know, when you look at both sides of the field today, you know, both teams come in somewhat battle-tested. You just went over a couple of the games in which Westlake was challenged, but also you take a look at Smithson Valley. I mean, they played against Judson, they played Clemens and Steele, and those are predominantly playoff teams as well. And they're 2-1 against those 3 teams, so they've been battle tested. Both offenses run a multiple style of offense. They like to throw the football, but they want to establish the game by running the football. Both have junior quarterbacks, and they both average about the same as far as weight across the line of scrimmage with their offensive line, 250 plus. So these two teams are pretty much balanced. It's going to be a heck of a game.
District 27 6A, 2 other playoff games today. Judson takes on Lake Travis. That one's up in Austin at Darrell Royal. Darrell A.K. Royal. You know, it's the University of Texas football stadium.
Yes.
And then at Canyon today in New Braunfels, Austin Vandergrift takes on Steele. So all 3 27 6A teams still in the playoffs play, and they're all in big games. Our pregame interview with head coach Larry Hill is coming up next after this timeout as you're on the Ranger Network.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything. Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
Welcome back to Inside Rangers Football. Smithson Valley in round 2 action this Friday afternoon, the day after Thanksgiving in San Antonio at Alamo Stadium against the 3rd-ranked Austin Westlake Chaparrals. They are 11-0 this season, coming off the heels of a 62-14 playoff opening win over MacArthur from this past Friday. And Coach, obviously, any opponent at this time of year is going to be very good. Looking at Westlake, just how good are they?
Well, they're as good as advertised, you know, in every phase of the game. You know, I think when you're high scoring like they are, sometimes your defense could possibly get overlooked, but their defense is outstanding. It'd be one of the best, maybe the best, I don't know, that we've gone up against. Their kicking game is sound and good. They're well coached, they're talented, they have great tradition, of course, as most people know, and so nothing really there to dig into other than you're just going to have to settle in for the long day and play them toe-to-toe.
The Chaparrals over the past 3+ seasons, a record of 36-5 under fourth-year head coach Todd Dodge. And Coach, you have some history against Coach Dodge, one of the great coaches in the history of this sport. Yes,
we've, of course, Coach Dodge was at Westlake Chaparrals back in the early to mid-2000s, and we played them in the state championship game twice, once at the Alamo Dome and once up at Old Texas Stadium. And of course, then Coach went into college coaching for a while and recently returned to high school ranks, and of course has done a great career there at Westlake.
You look at the Chaparral offense, and I don't know where you begin. You look at the quarterback, Taylor Anderson, dual threat, has over 2,800 total yards of offense this season. In the backfield, a Wisconsin commit in Nakia Watson. So when you focus defensively, what are you focusing on?
You know, you can't really focus on one thing. You know, those receivers are really talented, both their inside and outside receivers. The back, as you mentioned, the Wisconsin commit. Quarterback, of course, has to be multi-talented and multifaceted to run that style of offense. But the athleticism of their offensive line, as in most offenses, will get overlooked. But those guys really play well. So it's not a case where, hey, let's stop the run and we'll live with the pass, or the other way around. We're going to have to be good at all of it.
You spoke earlier about the Chaparrals defensively. They have 70 tackles for loss this season, 31 sacks. They have forced 15 interceptions defensively as well. They are living in opponents' backfields, forcing quarterbacks into making bad decisions. What challenges does that front seven present?
Well, you know, they're very multiple in their looks and in their blitzes, and you know, try to create chaos up front for you, and maybe blown assignments, turn somebody loose, that kind of thing. And the athleticism of their front seven is so good that you know, if there's an opening there, they're through it, and they can chase you down. And I think it's the key to their defense.
Speaking of keys, I would think a huge key to this game for either team would be special teams play. Just how big will that loom this coming Friday?
Well, I think it's always big in big games. You know, I think sometimes if it's lopsided, you know, a mismatch, and maybe it's downplayed. But you know, assuming the game goes like we hope it can go, then that could be an area that tips the scales in your favor. That's obviously what we're hoping for. Having said that, they're very good in the special teams. Their kicker's really good, and you know, they're very sound and good at what they do. So finding an opening there to make a difference is a little easier said than done, but we're going to have to find a way.
Special, of course, to be playing this time of year in the playoffs in round 2, but also, Coach, it is a holiday week. Thanksgiving on Friday, you play the day after. Just how significant is it to be playing this time of year?
Well, it's always fun. You know, I can think back to '97, I guess, the first time we ever practiced over the Thanksgiving break and played the day after. And you know, it's kind of neat. Kids kind of sense it. You know, everybody else, all my friends at other schools are done, and of course, you know, I'm up here at school. No one else is up at school. We're practicing. The weather's a little cooler. I've got the rest of the afternoon off after this is done, and then on top of that, we're just making special memories playing this deep into November.
Well, Coach, best of luck this Friday against Austin Westlake.
Thank you, Brant.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to the Army National Guard, Baden, Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, and Tick-A-Tap Ticketing. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and thank you for listening to this state playoff contest. Enjoy the game.
Make memories of a lifetime this Thanksgiving weekend at Bernie's 18th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Friday and Saturday, November 24th and 25th. Stroll Main Street Snowy Wonderland as you enjoy live ice sculpting, a 60-foot snow slide, photos with Santa, and of course holiday shopping along Bernie's Hill Country Mile. Dickens on Main features fun activities, live performances like Bah Humbug, a one-man Christmas carol, horse-drawn carriages, food merchants, and amazing concerts each night. And admission is free. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
The Rangers Network is back at Alamo Stadium as the Rangers get ready to take on Austin Westlake in an area-round football playoff game here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. And Jeff, as we talk about what this offense for Smithson Valley has to do, they're playing a defense that has forced 15 interceptions and has 70 tackles for loss. That means tackles behind the line of scrimmage. That means they're living in the opponent's backfield, something the offensive line for the Rangers is going to have to help not happen.
Yes. I mean, it's going to be a tall task today, but you know what? When you take a look at the Smithson Valley offensive line, they average over 254 pounds. They've played extremely well. They've been solid playing football all throughout the season. And, you know, I look at the defensive front four, and I really equate them pretty close to what Judson had. So if Smithson Valley does a nice job against Judson, I think they can handle the front four for the Chaparrals.
Gabriel Lozano is the junior kicker for Austin Westlake, and he will put a toe to the football shortly. It is Pierce and Woodard deep for the Rangers, standing at about their 5-yard line. The wind today out of the south-southwest at about 10 miles an hour. Looks to pick up sometimes more than others, so it's not consistently strong. And right off the start, we have, well, the play clock was running down too low because Lozano hadn't even put the ball on the tee yet when it started. So again, momentarily, we will have Lozano put a toe to it, and we'll be ready to go. It should be a great football game. It's a gorgeous afternoon, and we are at 1 o'clock on this wonderful Friday. High school football at its finest, area-round playoffs in the city of San Antonio. This is Austin Westlake and Smithson Valley. And we're underway. The end-over-end kick will go through the end zone, so we know he has a strong leg. And the Rangers will take it out at the 25, 1st and 10. Again, Levi Williams, the junior quarterback at 6'3", 185. He's thrown from over 1,900 yards and rushed for about 350. His receivers, Woodard, Pierce, Hunter at tight end. His running back should be Nick Aiken, even though junior Mark Franco got most of the carries a week ago. We'll see which one of them runs out today, and it is Nick Aiken. The junior at 5'9" and 160 has run for 256 yards and 5 touchdowns this year. 2 receivers break to the right and one, or to the left and one to the right. Williams with Hunter in front of him and Aiken behind him to his right. Here's a handoff to Aiken, going off right tackle, has a short gain of about 3 yards before he's smothered by the white uniformed defenders of Austin Westlake. Jake Ellinger, the middle linebacker, had the primary part of that tackle, along with number 31 Matthew Sams, one of their safeties. So we'll look again at the personnel of what they have defensively, and after this play we'll talk about what they want to do, and we know one thing they want to do is put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Now a big personnel. Williams wants to throw, has a man open. It's Pierce down the left sideline, and one man to beat does make the tackle, but not before a big gain out past the 30-yard line to the 29. That is Pierce with another big tackle on the season, his reception, his 25th, 6th of the season.
One-on-one on the backside with Pierce, with Jones, Keaton Jones, this senior cornerback, and that time Pierce just beat him. It was a fly route, and he got behind his secondary, and it was a beautiful pass by Williams, good for a nice 50-yard gain. This is the way you want to start the game off, Tony, fast and moving the football.
Some confusion, and we're going to call a timeout. I don't think Larry Hill is happy at all. Gilliam was one receiver. We had Hunter out to the far side with Woodard. Aiken was in there, and now there was some confusion about who was where. It looked like we had 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right on a an open personnel. I mean, trying to spread it out a little bit, and I'm not sure who was in the wrong place, but somebody was not in the right place.
I think Coach Hill, he scripts out the first 10 to 15 plays, and during this opening drive, this is the play number 3, and he had something up his sleeve. In other words, he just had this first explosive play succeed with Williams to Pierce. So with that, he had some sort of formation. He wanted to get out there, but had the wrong personnel. So when the assistant coaches didn't obviously have that player out there, only thing you could do, it could blow up in your face, so to call timeout, regroup, get organized, and get back on the field.
Cervantes is in at fullback. Otherwise, we have 2 receivers to either side. Williams in the shotgun, play at 15, throws quickly out to the edge. It is caught, and that's Aiken with a good reception and pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of about 4 makes it 2nd and 6.
Good job by the O-line that time, Tony. The Erlinger was blitzing from his linebacker position. Offensive line picked him up. Williams had plenty of time to complete the pass.
Hunter is back in at fullback. Well, Hunter and Cervantes back in there. So a 2 tight end set with 2 receivers on the right. Here's Woodard in motion. They fake the handoff to him on the jet sweep. Williams on the run, has a man. It's Hunter, big catch inside the 15. Brought down there by Luther, but a nice pass play from Williams to Adorzal Hunter, his 24th reception of the season, and another Rangers first down.
Good looking bootleg pass that time by Williams, rolling out to his right. He did get some pressure from the defensive end, but was able to, again, throw the football to Hunter, dragging across the middle. That's going to be open pretty much throughout the rest of the game, too.
Single safety deep now for the Chaparrals. A receiver to either side. Woodard down here low. It looks like it's Pierce up high. Both tight ends in tight formation. They'll give it to Aiken. He won't get much, though. Big 96, Braden Chastity had the first hit on him. Also help from David Neal, and a gain of a couple brings up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, it wasn't a good push by the offensive lineman that last play. The defensive line, that's what their responsibility is when you run a 34 defense and you move the rover up on the line of scrimmage. It's almost like an even front, or it is an even front. So it's gap control, single gap control. Good job by Westlake that time, just stringing it out.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Williams, quick snap, wants to run up the middle, gets a block, gets some room, gets some surge inside the 15 to about the 12. It'll bring 3rd and about 3 as they need to get inside the 9-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough call when you're 3rd and 5 inside the 20. This is a tough call because your passing availability, your passing lanes have really shrunk down because you're so close to the goal line. So this is going to be interesting if they just choose to do another bootleg, rollout pass, or some sort of RPO run pass option.
Again, both tight ends with Pierce left and Woodard right. Aiken is the setback with Williams. Now in motion is Cervantes. They want to roll out. They want to throw it to Cervantes. He had it and he dropped it. Would have been a first down completion because he would have been inside the 4-yard line, but it goes incomplete on the dropped pass, and the Rangers field goal unit comes out on the field. With 8:33 to go in the opening quarter and no score, it's 4th down.
Well, not a bad-looking play. It was the right call. Cervantes was open. He just took his eye off the ball, wasn't able to pull it in for the completion and first down. So now we got a field goal.
Mason Reed, the kicker, has made 5 field goals this season. This one is up and it is through. On a tough angle from the right hash, the Rangers take an early lead of 3-0 with 8:29 to go in the opening quarter. We'll keep this one here right now as the Ranger defense is now challenged, but let's talk about the offense.
Yep.
Some successful plays. In fact, every play they ran had something good about it. The 3rd down incompletion, which is really what stopped the drive, and you're inside the 5 if he catches it, and you've got 1st and goal from about the 3. Just a drop pass, something you know you can correct.
Absolutely. I know Coach Hill's got to feel pleased. You take the opening kickoff and you get points out of it. That's establishing yourself. We said on the pregame you got to get off to a fast start. The Smithson Valley Rangers did that by getting 3 points and moving the football. Of course, it was set up by that long pass play from Williams to Pierce.
Mason Reed will come out and get ready for kickoff as the Rangers take an early lead. Just 3.5 minutes into this one, the Rangers put 3 points up on the board. 2 teams that score a lot Chaparrals have averaged about 45, as I told you. The Rangers have averaged over 35 points a game. The Rangers' defensive numbers are pretty stout as well, and we'll see that unit come on the field in just a moment. Mason Mangum, pardon me.
Mangum and Watson.
And Watson are back for the Chaparrals. Reed's kick, looks like it hits the wind. Mangum will take it from inside the 10, angles to the right, gets a couple of blocks, spins away, and is down near the 25 before he's brought down by a couple of defenders, including Thomas Zoig, and that's where the Chaparrals will start 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Defensive unit of the Rangers, Trey Witcher and Manoa Pau, the defensive tackles, Flores and Keeler, the ends. Linebackers of Zoig, Gibbons, and Zuber. And Zuber's the guy we talk about, 129 tackles this season and a whole bunch more. So this defensive unit will be called upon to really stretch itself out as 4 receivers come out for the Chaparrals. Similar situation to what we saw from the Rangers. They'll hand it off to Watson, angling right, runs over a defender, gets some help from his blocker. He'll get about 4 yards up to the 28. It'll be 2nd down and 6. At the bottom of that pile was Flores. Looked like they also got some help from Witcher, so it is 2nd and 6.
When you see number 12 Kreider in the offensive formation in the backfield, he's more or less a lead blocker. And that time they ran just a dive play to Watson, right off of the lead block of Kreider.
Here's a pass play. Anderson throws it off the edge. It's a nice catch there made by Kreider. Couple of yard gain up to the 30. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 4. Defensive unit really ran to the ball well on that one. And here come the Chaparrals again.
Yeah, hurry up offense. That last play was a traditional RPO run pass option. Just didn't go very far.
Anderson wants to throw, has a man right side, a little look-in route, and a tackle is made by, well, everybody on the Ranger defense now. Coverage by Pierce on a 1st down catch up near the 40-yard line. That again was Mangum in on the route.
They're going up tempo now.
They are in a hurry. Now Anderson wants to roll, has a man in the flat, throws it. Catch, did he get a foot down? It is down. That's one of their receivers, Penny Baker. The junior made a catch there on the season, 22 catches now, and a gain of about 6 makes it 2nd and 4.
Well, 2nd and 4 makes it a lot easier to call some different kind of plays, set up some play action, maybe go vertical down the field when you're 2nd and short. So we're looking at a cover 2 now for the Smithson Valley defense.
Bobbled the snap. Anderson wants to run. He is a runner. Straight ahead, had a nice seam, brought down finally by Chubb as he kind of stumbled on the way. A gain, though, good enough for a 1st down to the 50-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Westlake.
I don't think that's exactly what was called in the huddle, to drop the fumble then run up the middle for 1st down, but it did work.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Watson the lone setback. Anderson straight drop back. Not a whole lot of pressure. Throws it out to the edge and it's incomplete. Coverage by Woodard on Mangum, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, they were challenging Woodard that time on a 10-yard out. Woodard was right there, and it was a pass. He basically made the pass go a little bit too far outside, and it was an incomplete pass. But nice job by Woodard that time, one-on-one with the receiver, Mangum.
Coverage made the throw harder than it was. Here's
Yes.
Anderson, straight drop back. Now it's a quarterback draw. He's hit and brought down after a short gain. That is Zoig, the outside linebacker, who brings him down at the Rangers 47. A gain of about 3. It's 3rd and long at 3rd and 7.
When you have a quarterback like Anderson that can scramble and is an effective runner, you either have to put a linebacker as a spy on him, Tony, or you got to make sure your front 7 or your front 4 is doing a nice job containing him.
2 receivers either way. Anderson again, straight drop, throws out to the left, has a man, caught, no, bobbled. It looked like Johnson on coverage might have hit him to make him bobble it. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down and 7 for the Chaparrals from the Rangers' 47-yard line.
Well, this is 4-down territory here. They're not even thinking about punting the football.
So again, the offense that has done everything you can imagine now brings 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They look to the sideline. Both backs go into the slot now.
And punt it.
And it'll be a short kick. It is Anderson. Kind of a wobbly kick that Woodard will make a fair catch and catch it at the 17-yard line. So as they try to pin the Rangers back, the short kick is good enough to get them inside the 20.
Well, 2 successful drives. Your opening offensive drive for Smithson Valley, getting points on the board, and in your opening drive for Westlake, your defense comes up and holds them after a couple first downs. They punt the football and get some decent field position out of it for your second offensive series. Nice job by the Rangers.
An offensive line that we compliment regularly of Clifton, Bauer, Schaefer, Hausler, and Kopney really have their hands full today with that defensive line of the Chaparrals. Williams brings 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, spread wide to the numbers. Williams wants to throw, gets rid of it as he gets bumped. It's for Woodard. He got grabbed, then he caught it. He's brought down with a big gain out past midfield. Are they saying he dropped it? The Westlake seems to have the ball. Is it a turnover or was it a catch and a tackle? I thought he was brought down.
They're calling him down.
He is down.
They said he was down before the defender took the football from Woodard.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. He tackled him almost immediately. You see it on the screen now. Woodard falls on top of him, and then he takes the ball out. Well, he's already down on his back. They gave the ball to Westlake, though. I just saw it on the big screen. He's on his back when he's taking the ball out of his hands. That is a tough call, and I think Larry Hill wants to argue about it a little bit.
Well, I think he should. If anything, it might have been an incomplete pass. He never had possession of the football, Tony, and therefore it might be an incomplete pass. But other than that, he was down. A completed pass and then down.
Because, again, the Westlake defender is on top of Woodard, so it's not like he fumbled the ball on the ground and the Westlake player picked it up.
Well, the back judge held his position as though it was a completed pass and down on spot.
That's what I saw.
Then the head referee came in, Tony, and said, no, we're pointing the opposite direction. It's Chaparral football. So this is a little odd.
Boy, that's a tough call on the turf of Alamo Stadium. Westlake comes up with a turnover after a completed pass that covered over 30 yards to Trayvon Morrig Woodard. They'll say he fumbled it, and it's Westlake ball. 1st and 10 from their own 43. 2 receivers either side now. Anderson hands it off. Now he keeps it on a fake to Watson. Chubb will bring him down, but not until he gets about 5 or 6 yards out near the 49, where he's marked down, bringing up a 2nd down and 4. So the first turnover of the game goes to Westlake on a questionable call at best. And the Rangers find their defensive unit back out on the field. 2 receivers either way. For Taylor Anderson, takes the snap, fakes to Watson, throws it out in the flat. A completed pass to Penny Baker, and a short gain gets a 1st down to the Ranger 45. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's pretty much an easy pass and catch when the corner is giving them so much cushion, and all you need is 5 yards. All the inside receiver is going to do is just do a quick slant. It's a pass and catch kind of situation for 1st down. And the one thing that the Ranger defense is not good in the secondary is they don't challenge the receivers. They give so much cushion. And when you're playing someone like Westlake, that's just, I don't know, it's not good.
Here's Watson straight up the middle, a big gain inside the 40. Wrestled down there, but not until he gets nearly a 1st down to the 36-yard line. Zuber was down there at the bottom of the pile. And well, your point is made. It seems like anytime someone has a slot, we don't have anyone within 10 yards of him, and it's happened again up on the top of the screen.
It's easy pass and catch. It's an easy out from the inside receiver.
2nd down and 1, and there's a false start. We'll make it 2nd and 6. Someone on the offensive line jumped. So a break for the Rangers on 2nd down and 1. It's 2nd and 6, and again, they'll send 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left in this formation, and maybe 2 either way, as Kreider's the guy that's always in motion.
Yeah.
Right now he's in the backfield as if he's a slot.
Look for him as a lead blocker, too, as he goes in motion.
So again, a handoff to Watson.
Lead blocker.
He won't get much, but he should get back to the 40-yard line. A gain of 1, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and a long 4 as the ball spotted inside the 40-yard line.
Good defensive series right there, holding them in your side of the territory, inside of your field, that is. And now it's 3rd and 5. Look for that quick pass again, a little quick flat. The inside
Anderson
receiver
takes the snap. He wants to roll. He pitches it late to Watson. He's got some blockers. We miss a tackle that would have stopped the 1st down. Woodard brings him down, but not until he passes the 35-yard line, and that's good for a 1st down. That was Chubb, I believe, that came up and tried to bring him down with an ankle tackle just outside the 40. He broke that tackle and got a first down.
Well, that play was actually set up by their offensive tackle, Ayler, who hooked the defensive end, and therefore Anderson had the option of either keeping it or pitching it. He pitched it to Watson, who was able to get the first down.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Now motion from Kreider coming left. Anderson, straight drop back. A short drop, now throwing long, has a man over the middle. The pass is dropped. Not a bad pass, a little bit overthrown to Ramos. The senior had it on one hand, couldn't get the other one there, and it goes incomplete. It is now 2nd and 10. Coverage by Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce was beat by a couple steps. That time is just a little overthrown by Anderson to Ramos. Ramos has 7 touchdowns on the season. He almost had 8 right there.
So from the 35 of the Rangers, it's 2nd down and 10 for the Chaparrals. Taylor Anderson, the junior quarterback, 5'11", 170. Takes the snap, rolls right, keeps it himself, cuts up field, then gets popped pretty good. It was Keeler low, and it was Gibbons high as they brought him down after a gain of almost 5. They'll call it 4. It's 3rd down and 6.
Well, not a bad-looking play. He went back to that option read, and the quarterback Anderson has the availability of keeping it or pitching it back to Watson. That time he kept it, was able to pick up 4 yards.
In a hurry, now the Chaparrals do look to the sideline. They haven't done this much today, but on 3rd and 6, they want to look and see what the coaches, in case they have an adjustment. Everyone stays with the 2 receiver either side. Anderson takes the snap, short drop, wants to look across the middle, has a man who's broken open, and it is a completed pass to Penny Baker, and he takes it into the end zone. Coverage was by Chubb that time, and he got beat across the middle, and as Baker turned it upfield, he got into the end zone, and the Chaparrals have taken a 6-3 lead with 2:25 to go in the opening frame and the extra point to come.
Yeah, they're in that double slot, and the inside slot receiver goes out, and the outside receiver comes back in on that skinny post between the inside linebacker and the free safety, and it was wide open.
Gabriel Lozano, the junior kicker, on for the extra point. He's been perfect this year, 63 of 63, and make it 64 of 64. It's 7-3. The Chaparrals take a lead here in the final minutes of the first quarter. There's a timeout on the field as it's 7-3. Westlake leads on the Rangers Network.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No, sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything. Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
We've got 2:25 to go in the opening quarter from Alamo Stadium on a Friday afternoon area round playoff game. Westlake out of Austin leads the Rangers of Smithson Valley 7-3. Westlake about to kick off again. It is Woodard and Pierce back, as they struck with the first touchdown after the Rangers scored the first points on a field goal. Lozano's kick is a line drive, angling towards the left side, and goes out of bounds. There's a mistake. Trying to kick it away from Woodard. They don't want Woodard to get it. I don't know why he just didn't kick it far like he did the first time.
I don't know either.
This time it goes out of bounds, and that brings it out to the 30 or 35.
35, I believe.
35, I think, is where the penalty takes it.
Yeah, you know, he has the wind, about a 10-mile-an-hour wind in his back. Just kick it out of the end zone like you did the opening kickoff.
Now they spotted it at the 30, so we'll figure out what we know here shortly.
Well, Tony, how costly was that questionable interception on that last series?
Yeah.
That just turned the whole ball game momentum around. I mean, the momentum's shifted now in the side of the Chaparrals, so it's important now that the Rangers do something on offense, move the football, and get some more points.
There's Woodard in the backfield, takes a sweep to the right, breaks a tackle. He's down the sideline. He's to the 40, the 30. No one will catch him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Rangers.
And I don't see a hat along the sideline, so it's good.
Goodness, they kind of I saw their defensive guys making some signal like they saw something that wasn't normal. It's because Woodard was in the backfield with Aiken, and they just ran the sweep. The student body sweep of USC almost, and he took it up the sidelines. Once he was not tackled by the cornerback and the coming safety, he outran everybody else, and the Rangers have taken a 9-7 lead with 2:12 to go in the quarter. And here's Reed for the extra point. This one angles to the left, but still is good. It's 10-7. The Rangers lead it. We'll keep it here.
Yeah.
As this is something, you talk about momentum changing quickly. It was Woodard who they say didn't hang on to the pass at midfield for the turnover that Westlake took advantage of. He says, give it to me. I'll run. The highlights on the big screen now, and boy, did he run.
He was basically right all along the out-of-bounds marker line. And I'll tell you what, he's just like on a tightrope, was going down the line of scrimmage, and one of the Chaparral defenders said he stepped out. And of course, the referee's right there. He would have thrown his hat down or something. It was clean. It was a beautiful-looking play. Hey, Woodard, to your point, Woodard was, I guess, decredited with that, with the interception. Hey, give me the ball. I'll just turn this thing back around. And I'll tell you, one play makes a difference.
On the season, he had 21 carries for 138 yards, or 6 yards a carry. His long on the season before that one was 18 yards. So Mr. Woodard has a new long rush of the season. On his 22nd carry, he now has over 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. So now the defensive unit is called to come back out without much of a rest, but I think they'll take the score anyway. It's 10-7. The Rangers lead it here in the closing minutes. 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Reed will come out, and they'll hand him the ball.
Coach Hill will take that score anytime.
I think you'll tell your defense just bow up and play again.
There you go.
Reed will come on to kickoff. His last one didn't travel very far into this win, was fielded out near the 10. Mangum is back again, and they kick it to him again. Again, the wind kind of holds it up, this time to the 5. Mangum straight up the middle, has a little bit of a seam, wants to break it out, now sees a seam past the 30. It takes 3 guys to bring him down, as they do finally at the 35-yard line, but he ran with some authority there.
Yep.
And the Rangers had a hard time bringing him down.
Well, that's not very good for the Rangers. They need to have a little bit better kickoff coverage than that, but nevertheless, starting at the 35-yard line, big defensive series now for the Ranger defense to hold them to 3 and out, or maybe get a turnover, something to change and keep the momentum on your side before the end of the first half. I mean, first quarter, and in the second quarter, you're going to have the win at your back.
That was Eggleston and Ethan Sill who brought him down. Maybe that's why he was carrying them. They both weigh about $150. 2 receivers stacked now on the right. Now in motion is Kreider, so 2 receivers either way. They give it to Watson. He's got a big hole up the middle, a gain of about 6 to the 41 before Keeler brings him down. Good first down run for 6 yards, though, for the Chaparrals.
You know what I've noticed about Watson, Tony? He doesn't go down on the first hit. His run after point of contact is tremendous. It takes 3 or 4 defenders to bring this young man down. That's why he's a Wisconsin commit.
3 receivers left. Anderson wants to throw to the right, and there's a completed pass to Mangum for a first down at the 46. He's knocked out of bounds by Pierce, but still first down yardage on the 5-yard gain.
Yeah, again, the corners are given a lot of cushion for these wideouts, and they're going to do that all day long. Just take those little 5-6 yard pass and catch and just move the chains unless they come up and press and try to challenge those receivers at some point.
Here comes a blitz from Zuber. He knocks Anderson down, but he gets the pass out anyway. Penny Baker catches it, and we missed a tackle. Finally knocks him out of bounds. There's some pushing after the play. It was Chubb who missed the tackle, but finally he goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, a gain of about, we'll say 9, well 8 at the 46, so it's second down and 2.
I tell you what, if Chubb wouldn't have missed that tackle, that play goes nowhere. He read it beautifully, he just missed a tackle.
So the completion to Baker makes it second and 2. They'll hand it to Watson. No, it's kept by Anderson. He goes down not very easily. Finally, the Rangers pile him down just across the 40 at the 37-yard line. It's first and 10 there. Rangers having a hard time bringing them all down. Gibbons down on the bottom of that pile along with that's Johnson. So the Chaparrals are winning this year 11-0 because they have guys tough to bring down, and that's usually a good formula for football if you want to move the ball.
Absolutely. It opens up your play action pass as well.
3 receivers to the right. They'll fake it to Watson. Anderson wants to throw, has a man long. There's a flag come out. Coverage on the play, knocked away by Pierce. A good-looking ball for Mangum that he would have caught for a touchdown if Pierce doesn't come in and knock it away at the last minute. So good coverage by the Rangers, and again there's a flag that looks in the area of holding. Here's the call.
And we got holding.
It is holding against the offensive line on first down on the incomplete pass. I still got to believe they're going to take the yards.
Yes. I couldn't tell who was actually breaking through the line of scrimmage, if it was Pow or Witcher. One of them was breaking through it, and you could see them, their shoulder pads turn, which means you're being held. And that's when the referee threw the yellow flag. But he would have probably gotten through to make a sack. So being held or getting your quarterbacks killed, I mean, you take the penalty, right?
And you saw all that without binoculars. Anderson has 2 receivers either way. This time he changes, looks to the sideline to see if anything's changed. Nothing there. So he waits for the snap, takes it, hands it to Watson, avoids one tackler, then tries to get out of the hold of another. That is Zoig down at the bottom, who holds on and doesn't let him get more than a couple of yards. A gain of, we'll say, 2 to the 40, inside the 47, so 46. It is now second down and about 18.
Nice job by the Ranger linebackers coming up quick to make the stop.
2 receivers either way. Anderson wants to run. He pitches it late to Watson. The ball's on the ground, and the Rangers have it. That is a pitch. It is a forward or a backward lateral. The fumble gives it to Zuber, or is that Keeler? I can't tell. It's Zuber. Zuber fell on it, and the Rangers have the ball at midfield on the miscue. The second miscue of the game, the first one by the Chaparrals, and the Rangers are in business.
Well, now we're all even again, 1-1 as far as the turnovers, and the Rangers have got great field position starting this 4th series, offensive series, at the 50-yard line, Tony.
The Rangers have a great crowd here on the home side. The Chaparral crowd is growing. It wasn't very good at kickoff. It's probably twice as big as it was at kickoff, as they have obviously had some trouble getting into this stadium, which seems to be built on a hill with no parking. Oh, it is? Okay, yes.
It is.
Ranger offense. 1 receiver out to either direction. Both fullbacks in as slot backs. Williams takes it, hands it off to Aiken, won't get far as the defensive line is right there, and actually that's a linebacker. That is the outside Sam linebacker, David Dickerson, who makes the tackle. Aiken gets a yard. It's 2nd and 9, and that play didn't go much of anywhere.
Not much of anywhere. You had basically both slots inside to be lead blockers, and I tell you what, there just was no push by that offensive front line. That time was a good job by the defensive line by the Chaparrals.
The ball's at midfield, and that's the end of the first quarter. The Rangers lead it 10-7. They'll change sides of midfield, and we'll be back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Tom Brady, that's a mic drop.
This is football, and this is how it is. Let's just get right to it.
Start your game day with Game Day Morning, football's first pregame show every Sunday.
Watch NFL Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 579. GVTC, just plain smart.
In college football, you don't have the luxury of looking ahead. Every Saturday's a different way of drawing your season. They'll make the ground shake. They'll make your eyes burn. They'll show you hate and disrespect unlike anything you've ever seen. Don't think about January when there's a Wolverine coming for your face in September. The biggest game, the only game, is the one you're playing.
Rangers send 2 receivers either way. Williams wants to go long, has Pierce. He's beat his man. Did the ball get there in time? It does! Touchdown, Mason Pierce from Levi Williams. It is a 49-yard touchdown strike, touchdown pass, and the Rangers have gone up 16-7. They can make it a 10-point lead with the extra point. Mason Pierce just ran by 2 different defenders.
He beat the cornerback. Pierce ran by the quarterback. He was double-teamed in the safety, and all he did, Tony, was just flat-out speed. That's a 100-yard dash type of speed, and it was a beautiful pass by Williams for a strike for a touchdown.
Reed's extra point kick is good. It's 17-7. Let me say this again. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the speed of Mason Pierce that we don't talk about very much. But he just ran past the cornerback and safety help as well. And I was just told that Mason Pierce can outrun Mr. Woodard in practice, which tells you he could. Folks, he can run, because we know that Trevon Merrick Woodard can run. And Mason Pierce, let me just tell you, what I saw of the pass was, oh my gosh, he overthrew him.
No.
And Mason Pierce said, no, you didn't.
Oh, it was right on cue.
The defenders was hoping he was overthrown, but that ball fell right into his hands at the goal line, and it's a touchdown.
Interesting, because if you're to double any of the wideouts for the Rangers, it's going to be Woodard, number 44. And this way, Pierce, basically, he's one-on-one with the corner with safety help. Well, this time, and give credit to the offensive line, Tony, Williams had all day long to be able to crank it and throw as far as he could to hit Pierce on the fly route.
I didn't see on that. Was that cover 2? Did they have a safety on both
sides?
Cover 2.
Okay.
Okay. So he was going to take whichever one went long on this side, and that's where the help was.
Exactly.
I tell you, Mason Pierce can crack and run. Goodness.
Well, give credit also to Levi Williams. We were questioning him and his health last week. I tell you what, he looks really good in the pocket. He's stepping into his throws, which he wasn't last week. And tell you what, he's been on target most of his passes so far.
Let me remind you to don't miss the UIL Football State Championships on December 20th through the 23rd at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Tickets are available to purchase now through Ticketmaster. For more information, visit uiltexas.org. Mason Reed's kickoff will sail through the end zone thanks to that wind, and there'll be no run back. And the Chaparrals will start 1st and 10 from their own 25, but back-to-back touchdowns by the Rangers after the Westlake touchdown score, after the alleged turnover, have put the Rangers up by 10 here early going, second quarter, 11:53 to go in the second.
And then the botched pitch on the option play, it was a legit turnover. We'll call that the legit turnover. Which also equaled 7 points for the Rangers. So
2 receivers either way as Westlake breaks the offensive huddle. The lone setback is Watson. Anderson wants to roll. There's a defensive end getting held. He throws it out to Penny Baker to the 35. A gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5. But I'm telling you what, C.J. Keeler was being held on his right shoulder. Something fierce as he changed Anderson into the back.
Well, it happened. There's holding on every play, Tony. Let's just be honest here. It's just if it's obvious and if it disrupts the player from being able to make a play, that's when the referee or the line judge or the back judge is going to throw the hanky.
The
yellow flag.
I know it happens every play, but when it's right in front of the play, you should be able to see that. Anyway, it's 2nd and 5. They'll give it to fake to Watson. It is kept by Anderson. He makes one guy miss, but Chubb won't let him go any further. It was Keeler down low. Chubb put the hit at the tackle. A gain of about 2 makes it 3rd and 3.
Great job by the middle linebacker, too, Gibbons. I believe it was him that stepped up because it was actually a faux block where the offensive center blocks out on the 3 technique and the guard comes around up on the linebacker. Everyone filled the hole so quick that actually Watson had nowhere to go.
Watson with 3 to the right and 1 to the left. Rolls to the right. Has a man in the flat. Throws it there. It's completed. Out to the 36-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. That looks like Ariano, the little bitty receiver, made a catch for a first down. Out of bounds he goes. The ball spotted just past the 35, and that's good enough for a first down.
I'll tell you what, that's what's called a run-pass option, that play right there, and it's so hard on the linebackers and safeties because the linemen are going upfield to make a block. That time I saw number 70, Sherwood, go 4 yards to make a block on the linebacker.
Well, but
it's a pass play, see? He has that option.
That'd be a penalty, though, if he's that far up the field. Watson hitting the backfield. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That is Keeler who came in and put him down. So a short gain, we'll call it 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Subs in for the Rangers.
Who is that?
Looks like Witcher goes out, and Elliott comes in.
Okay. Looks like a jam hand or jam finger or something.
Something, yeah. So on 2nd and 10, 2 receivers to the left. Kreider, the H-back, on the left side, and Watson, the tailback, behind Anderson. Taylor Anderson, the quarterback. Now Kreider comes up and sets a flat. He's the lead blocker. There's a motion. I don't think Kreider ever got stopped when he went back to line up, and then they started the play, so that's illegal motion.
Yeah.
Instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be 2nd and 15.
Well, a couple things you can do when Kreider lines up in that position in the backfield or right behind the offensive tackle. He's mainly a lead block, and that's what he's been doing. But watch a little play action or a little bootleg where he can slip through the line of scrimmage and go out to the flat. And the linebacker usually is the one who's going to pick that up. But watch for that play because they have not done it yet. And Kreider's been that one player that's been coming in as a lead blocker. So just keep an eye on that.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Anderson waits for the snap, takes it, straight drop, looks to the right. It's Mangum, has 1 man to beat, and he gets pushed out of bounds there by Pierce. A gain of about 6 or 7 to the 30, so we'll call it 37. So it becomes 3rd and 8 from there, and we'll see what Westlake has in their pocket for that one.
Well, again, the corners are given a lot of cushion, but if they come up at the snap of the ball, then they're able to challenge those wide receivers, but they're going to go with that double slot, look for the same type of out route.
Both slot backs basically uncovered. One of them goes deep.
Pressure.
He wants to throw across the middle. Mangum beats Pierce. Pierce gets a shoestring tackle to save a touchdown across the 45, brought down at the 40, and that's where the Westlake Chaparrals will have 1st and 10 on a nice look to Mangum.
Well, unfortunately, Anderson had a lot of time to wait for that route to occur, and that's a long play. You know, that play takes a long time, and he didn't have any pressure, so he's able to complete the pass.
Another pass play, Anderson straight back, has a man out in the flat. I don't think he caught it. It's incomplete, intended for Ramos. It's 2nd down and 10. Coverage on the play by Woodard, who's right there on their sideline, by the way, and his face is turned toward the sideline. I don't know if someone's talking to him, but I think he probably should stay away from that. That's my thought.
That's a good thought.
So 9:38 to go, 2nd quarter. Rangers lead it 17-7. Westlake on a 2nd and long, 2nd and 10. Anderson straight drop. It's a quarterback draw. He beats the first man. Now he's in the open across the 15. Now across the 10. Gets past Woodard for a touchdown. And the Chaparrals have answered the Rangers' touchdown drive with one of their own. This one covering 75 yards.
Yep.
And the score is 17-13 with the extra point to come.
Well, that was a quarterback draw from the very beginning because Watson actually came through, didn't even fake the football as the handoff, and went in as a lead blocker on the linebacker while Anderson just followed behind him. So it's good run, good executed, well executed for a touchdown.
They score a lot of points with a lot of plays. Now they don't get enough players out on the field. So that has to be a timeout, right? So a timeout, Westlake, because they don't have enough players out on the field for the extra point. So both teams now have had to burn a timeout here in the first half on personnel issues.
Yeah, exactly. That stuff just really gets at the crawl of a head coach, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
When the right players don't get on the field.
By the way, Kreider is the holder for Gabriel Lozano, the junior kicker, who's 64 of 64 on extra points this season. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is a line shot through the uprights. And with 9:28 to go in the 2nd quarter, it is Smithson Valley 17, Austin Westlake 14. We'll take a brief timeout here on the Rangers Network.
We just got the GVTC Connect home with Sky Bell.
Wow, you can see who's at your front door. Who is that?
Hello, Mr. Mueller. It's Marty from GVTC.
That's Mason Pierce, senior wide receiver and defensive back for the Rangers.
No, just Marty. Making sure everything's working. Video, doorbell, remote arming and disarming of your alarm. And you're getting text messages when windows or doors are opened.
Marty, watch this. RANGERS, Rangers, Rangers!
The best! I mean, the best security on the planet.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 fries and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously.
It's Woodard and Pierce that are deep for the Rangers as we're back to Alamo Stadium, 17-14. The Rangers on top of Westlake here in a high-scoring first half. Lozano's kick into the wind. struggles. It's going to the sideline again, and it's out of bounds again. So the Rangers will benefit from another flag and take the ball 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
You know, looking back at some of the statistics, Tony, these two teams finally matching up and playing here today. It's funny that the second quarter is the one quarter that most points are scored by both of these teams.
Yeah, it is.
And that makes sense after the first quarter personnel changes.
And the Rangers are going to make him kick again.
Back him up.
So the 5-yard penalty can be taken that way as well. They'll have to kick off from the 35 now instead of the 40. So the Rangers hoping they can get a return out past the 30-yard line with the kick from 5 yards deeper.
That's a good strategy. Now, I bet you they'd like to have Woodard have the ball in his hands, don't you think, to run with this football on this kickoff? Huh?
And it's the second time he's kicked it out of bounds. You're thinking maybe he's a little shaky, or just maybe something's wrong with what his approach is. Then maybe you get him to kick one short to you that you can run back. Lozano will approach. This one a pooch up in the air high. Someone's going to have to fair catch it. It is not fair caught. That is Sill who catches it, I believe, and takes it to about the 40. Surprisingly not making a fair catch, but Ethan Sill returns it about 5 yards to the 40, where the Rangers will start 1st and 10.
Boy, excellent field position though for that. Kicking out of bounds and backing them up. That's great strategy.
I still wish he'd have caught fair caught.
I know.
Because they can come down. They can come down and hit you, because once that ball goes 10 yards, it's a free ball.
It's a free ball, exactly.
They can out jump you too, just as well. Yeah, that was close, but nonetheless, the Rangers win on the battle with the short kickoff. They have it 1st and 10 from the 40. The Rangers send both Pierce and Woodard to the right. Hunter is in a slot to the left. Double tight end set. Cervantes in there. The pass is toward Woodard on the right flat.
Ooh,
pressure came in from the defensive, well, the rover, Drew Webster. I think Levi had to throw a little higher than he wanted and threw a bullet that Woodard couldn't handle.
Yeah, credit to defender getting up in Williams' face that time, because honestly, that play had a lot of yardage potential on that one, because no one was up tight on Woodard that time. He had a lot of real estate to run if he would have caught the football.
So credit the pass rush. It's 2nd and 10. Two backs along either side of Williams, and they give it to Franco, and there is the same rover, Drew Webster, with a tackle for loss, a loss of about 5 back to the 35-yard line.
Well, trying to go wide on them right now, trying to get to the perimeter and use some of the Smithson Valley speed on offense, but it kind of backfired that time with Webster came blitzing right off the tackle and was in the backfield before the play really didn't have a chance to get developed.
So it's 3rd and 15, probably the one situation that you
don't want.
Least like to make a play call. The hardest thing to come up with, because to have any chance at a first down, you've got to throw the ball down the field. 3 receivers go to the right, 1 to the left. It's Pierce down here close to us. Williams surveys the defense. They've got a blitz, wants to come off the edge, and now there is a delay of game. The play clock ran out. So instead of 3rd and 15, it's 3rd and 20. Levi really looking over the field that time. I didn't see the play clock, so I won't know that it was running out, but it did, and the official threw the flag. So
it sure looked like they got the play in on time.
Yeah.
They had plenty of time to get set up, and maybe he was trying to audible and change the call at the line of scrimmage.
Play clock at 15 as we're back set again. Williams doing the same surveying of the field. They want a blitz, they do. We pick it up initially. Williams steps up in the pocket. Now no one to throw it to, and he's sacked. Had a lot of time to throw. Stepped up in the pocket nicely. Just no one broke open. Instead of throwing it down the field and having an incomplete pass, the Rangers will have to punt from their own 27-yard line, and the field has a chance to flip, even though the Rangers still have the win.
Well, you know what? That was a secondary sack that time, because Williams really took a long time before realizing that none of his receivers were open, and the pocket collapsed on him.
Westlake has all 10 guys on the line kind of wanting to stand up and rush. Brance Anderson has a spiraling kick that doesn't go too far, and it hit the Westlake player on a bounce. He falls on it right away. So it will be Westlake ball on the punt that traveled 30 yards. There's no return, but they have it at the 42, and they flipped the field just a little bit.
Yeah, that was a huge defensive series for the Chaparrals to actually have the Rangers go backwards in offensive plays and having to punt the football, and it was a short punt. Now they get very good field position. To your point, they flipped the field on them after that great opportunity on the kickoff and having good field position by the Rangers.
You have it at the 40. Now they have it at the 42, so really good defense. And again, that's why they have 70 tackles for loss on the season. They're in the backfield a lot.
They get in there all the time.
They spread it out again, 2 receivers either way. Anderson takes the snap, fakes it to Watson, gives it to Watson, going left side, has a blocker in front of him and gets a couple of yards and falls forward. They'll say a gain of about 3 to the 45. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Well, again, they didn't do, a couple times they've run off the perimeter or trying to get out wide on the Ranger defense. They haven't been as successful as going right up the middle at them. So look, probably they will go back, either giving it to Watson or for Anderson keeping it right up the middle again.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anderson looks to the sideline. Anderson, by the way, has had 4 games of rushing for more than 100 yards, so we know he's effective. He's thrown it out to the left. Completed pass. It is Ramos who catches it, gets knocked out of bounds just short of the first down, I believe, at the 49 of the Rangers. That should bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, he's about a yard short before he stepped out of bounds. Again, working one-on-one with Woodard at the corner. Woodard giving him about a little bit too much cushion. I wish he'd come up and challenge him a little bit, but nevertheless, it's 3rd and short.
Christian Romano is the corner on the left side now for Pierce, giving him a break of a series. Here's a handoff to Watson. He'll stumble through the line and across a couple of defenders up to the 44. Good enough for a 1st down on about a 5-yard gain.
It's just nothing fancy about it, is it, Tony? It's just, you know what, this is what we do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to just methodically go down the field. And that's right now they've kind of established the rhythm and the tempo offensively to this football game in the 2nd quarter.
Anderson wants to throw, has time down the sideline. Woodard on coverage intended for Ramos, I believe. It goes incomplete over his head. And just to make your point, Todd Dodge, now in his 4th season as the head coach of the Chaparrals, 43-9 is his record there in 4 seasons, as they're 11-0. He's had plenty of stops, but most recently Marble Falls. He also won 4 state championships at South Lake Carroll, so we know he can move the ball offensively. 2 receivers either way. Now Kreider goes in motion, and there's illegal motion on the Chaparrals. And I guess part of me is really surprised. That's the 3rd time they've been called for illegal procedure, and this is an offense that scores 45 points a game. You don't have a lot of penalties when you score 45 points a game. I don't believe.
Either that, or you're just really good and you can overcompensate those type of penalties by just, you know what, they're big explosive play. That's the style of their offense, and they can overcompensate for the illegal procedure, offsides, those kinds of things offensively, and so. It's a potent offense.
Halfway through the 2nd quarter, it's 17-14, Smithson Valley. Anderson wants to run, or actually wants to roll out. He'll throw it incomplete, intended for Mangum, but overthrows him because of the pressure. It was Keeler there doing most of it. Gibbons was also back chasing him.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I before the game started, I thought, defensively the Rangers are going to have to do something about containing and putting pressure on Anderson. And that time Keeler did just exactly that. And Anderson wasn't able to get a good pass off. And whenever he has pressure, he doesn't throw the ball very well. We've already seen that the 1st half.
So Anderson with 2 backs either side of him. He rolls out. One is a blocker. Now he wants to throw back. It's a screen and a pass from the Kreider. He has a man wide open at the 30. It is Ramos down the sideline, gets pushed out of bounds. Finally it's Zuber that's clear down the field. As everyone bit on the pass to Kreider, one looked like to be a wide receiver screen, but since it was a lateral, Kreider could throw it and found Ramos down the field.
Well, that's just a whole lot going on right there for a defense to keep with your man, and give credit to the offense. That really looked well. It's just the pass was underthrown. Otherwise, Ramos probably would have scored.
Hand off to Watson, left side. He's into the end zone.
Yep.
Boy, Chubb had him at the ankle, but broke loose. And Westlake has answered the Rangers' back-to-back scores with another one of theirs, and they go up 20-17 with the extra point to come at 6:06 in the 2nd quarter.
Tony, that's what they do. It's not fancy. It's not simple. They got a couple, I guess trick plays, if you want to call it, in their bag. But they're going to go right back to what they do as well. It's just a straight handoff right off the tackle to Watson, and he does the rest, getting in the end zone. Big size too. They list him at 6 foot 223. He looks taller as the extra point by Lozano is good. It's 21-17. He looks taller than 6 foot tall and 223. Yeah. He looks to be almost as tall as some of the offensive linemen. But in any event, the Chaparrals have taken a lead. We've got a short timeout as Westlake leads at 21-17 here in the second quarter on the Rangers Network.
Snoring, sleep apnea, teeth grinding, daytime tiredness. It's time to solve the problem. Dr. Matt Bayless and Summerhill Dental are right here in the Spring Branch Bulverde community and can help you stop snoring without the use of loud, uncomfortable machines. Summerhill Dental is your partner in getting a better night's sleep tonight. Our appliances are a proven solution to stop snoring and sleep apnea. No CPAP, no surgery. Log on to summerhilldental.com or call Dr. Bayless today.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Lozano would put a toe to it after the Chaparrals have taken a lead. The high kick into the wind, fielded by Woodard at the 17. He angles left, gets a block, gets to the sideline, has a man to beat and can't as he steps out of bounds around the 40. A decent return anyway of about 23 yards. And the Rangers have 1st and 10 from their own 39 officially. And that's where they'll start with 6 minutes exactly to go in the second quarter, now down by 4.
I think it's crucial now that the Ranger offense kind of flip this momentum a little bit and do something in this series with 6 minutes left in the first half. Crucial to get some points on the board, even if it's just 3 points, a field goal. It makes you're flipping the momentum again before going into halftime. So I think this is a critical set of downs for the offense.
Defensive coaches have the defensive down on the bleachers, or on the bench, I should say, as Williams brings 2 receivers out to either side. Takes the snap, wants to throw quick. It's Pierce, a little wide receiver screen, dances too much and then gets tackled. Had one block from Hunter. A gain of about 2 to the 46. A couple of nice tackles by Ellinger and the defensive back on the play, Rousseau. But in any event, a short gain makes it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Sam's the safety was up there quick as well. And, that tone, really, when you take a look back, and I was kind of visualizing because we don't have instant replay up here in the booth, but that play didn't have a chance to really work very well because you only had one blocker on 2 people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't designed to really work from the beginning.
Williams takes the snap, looks left, has a man. It's Anderson. Brance Anderson catches it and then fumbles it out of bounds. Oh, my. Oh, my.
And he gained an extra yard out of it, too.
We'll see where they spot it. And I think he stepped out of bounds first is what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
So the yard to go is right near where they're at. It'd be 3rd and short or a first down. They call roughing the passer as there is a flag in the backfield.
Automatic first down.
Automatic first down, and I didn't see the flag right away as there were some players between us and it. So because of the mistake by Westlake on the penalty, the Rangers have a first down that takes it well into Chaparral territory to the 32-yard line. So from the 47 where the ball was out of bounds all the way down to the 32, it is 1st and 10 there for the Rangers.
It's okay to get a first down off a penalty anytime.
Any first down's a good first down. Williams out there sends 2 receivers. It's Hunter and Woodard to the right. It's Gilliam. And I think Aiken here on the left. Williams wants to run straight up the middle. He's got one man to beat. He steps out of it. No, he doesn't. Oh, what a shoestring tackle. Brings him down just before the 10 at the 11-yard line as Levi Williams just ran straight up the middle. No draw about it. He just took off and beat everybody except for one.
Well, it was called that way because he saw the outside. Everyone was coming. It's basically a jailhouse break type of blitz. Everyone came from the outside in, And he saw it, and he just planted his foot and went right up the middle because the safeties have to go out and cover man-on-man.
21-yard run for Williams. Brings it to the 11, 1st and 10. Double tight ends. They give it to Akins. He goes up the middle. Doesn't give much, maybe to the 9 before he's hammered down. And that is Russo, who came in from his cornerback position and planted him there. A gain of 2 makes it 2nd down and 8. They've got to get to just about the 1 for a first down.
Well, they're inside the 20. It's in the red zone, and if I'm thinking, remembered correctly, the Chaparrals, they want to blitz on almost every down here in the red zone. So look for that.
Gilliam goes to the right with Woodard in the slot. Hunter's now a tight end that way. 2 backs, Cervantes and Aiken. Now Woodard, a jet sweep. They'll fake it. Williams wants to run, avoids a defender, gets popped, then spins away, and they try to lay on him for a while. He gets up from the 4. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 from there.
Well, you got to pick up another 2 yards, 3 yards to get a first down within the 1 yard line, 1.5 yard line almost. This is a tough call by Coach Hill. What do? You
get in the end zone. That's what you do.
Okay, thank you.
21-17. The Chaps lead it. But the Rangers are threatening again. From inside the 5, it's 3rd down. They can get a first down at the 1. 2 receivers, Aiken and Gilliam out here on the left. Woodard is in the backfield with Williams, and now the Rangers move early, so they'll be back to the 9. Goodness.
Well, Hunter's pointing towards a defensive line, saying that they were maybe barking out, cadence. We'll see.
They call defensive offsides. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Hunter was up right
Hunter
away
was up
pointing.
there.
He heard something or saw something that he didn't like and he didn't think was legal. Now the coaches for Westlake are out on the field. They get the explanation. Boy, a referee goes off and talks to both officials over there.
So that's automatic first down, see?
It is automatic first down. But do they call it? No. They still have 3rd and 1 from the 2.
Okay.
So 3rd and 1 from the 2. Something you need to punch in. Play clock. Now at 15 as they break the huddle. Goes under 10 as Williams sends a receiver either way. Blockers in front of him. Jet sweep, fake to Pierce. Williams straight up the middle. I think he muscled into the end zone, and he did. Touchdown, Levi Williams. His 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Rangers take the lead, 23-21, with the extra point to come.
I mentioned before, this set of downs was going to be critical for the game. And sure enough, the Rangers answered offensively by going right down the field, looking good, taking advantage of what the defense gave them, and got in the end zone. Good-looking drive.
Boy, Mr. Woodard getting a lot of claps and hands and high fives. He must have done some good things out there just being a leader. Reed's extra point is up and through the uprights. It's 24-21, 2:38 to go in the second quarter. We'll keep it here as this one is coming to be quite a shootout in the first 30 minutes.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen the quarterbacks play well, long passes down the field. We see the 2 marquee players, Trayvon Woodard and, of course, Nakia Watson, both playing extremely well. We're seeing both defenses do what they do, put pressure in the backfield and cause some chaos. So everybody, all 3 phases so far this first half, it's been a great football game so far. Did that answer your question?
It did. The Rangers will have to kick off. Again, 2:38 to go in the second quarter. The one thing I know about Austin Westlake and Todd Dodge is 2:38 is more than enough time for them to put a drive together. Their little dink and dump and then boom on you can be effective even in short time frames.
Well, and also Nakia Watson, he can go to distance anytime too. So there's a lot of big playmakers on the field today. So when we say someone has the advantage on the scoreboard, it could be erased pretty quickly.
Mangum and it looks like O'Neal, one of the receivers, are back standing inside the 5-yard line as Mason Reed will attack the football with his toe. This end-over-end kick won't go into the end zone. Well, it will too. It sails into the end zone and O'Neal lets it go over his head. It is a touchback and the Chaparrals will start from their 25, 1st and 10.
I wouldn't expect we'd see anything different than what they've done so far offensively from the Chaparrals. I mean, they've been successful giving it to Watson, They've been successful doing those quick outs with an inside slot receiver, and then maybe going downfield to challenge the corners and safeties and just spread it around and look for that cross the middle. I call it almost like a four route going across the middle too as well.
We've got Woodard on the near side now as a cornerback and Pierce out on the top side. Don't know why we changed that because Woodard had been on the far side for quite a while.
Pierce is against Ramos. Ramos is their #1 receiver, so we'll see what happens.
So they send 2 receivers either way, just like they've done all day. Anderson wants to run as a quarterback draw. Takes it out. He gets beyond the 30 before he's brought down there.
Design play, Tony. Watson comes through the line of scrimmage as a lead blocker. I mean, it's designed for the quarterback draw.
Looked like Chubb got credit for the tackle after a gain of almost, well, we'll call it 6 to the 36. 2nd down and 4. 3 receivers left. Anderson looks right to Mangum. Has a little swing out pass to Watson. He drops it. It's incomplete. It was a pass. Coach is trying to lobby for a lateral again, even though it was probably thrown at least 3 yards forward. There is a Ranger down. I think he's just tying his shoe.
Third and 4.
3rd and 4 ahead.
Yep.
That was Zuber tying his shoe, and we like it when his shoes are tied.
The crowd goes wild, right?
So 3rd and 4. Incomplete pass. Stopped the clock at 2:11. 2 receivers either way. Anderson looking left. Has a man in the flat. Caught. Tackled. 1st down to the 40, 41-yard line. Pierce put down Ramos. After the 1st down, the clock will start again right now as it goes under 2 minutes to play. They're at the 41, 1st and 10. 2 receivers either way. Anderson looking left. Has plenty of time. Has a man who makes a catch on a great throw and catch. Coverage by Ethan Sill. The catch made by Penny Baker is another 1st down for the Chaparrals as the clock stops for the 1st down but then runs again. Now at 1:40 to go in the 1st half. They're at the 45 of the Rangers.
You couldn't have covered that last play any better by Sill that time, but Penny just made a nice job of catching the football.
Here's a throw and catch again out to the left flat. This one to Ramos, pardon me. The clock will continue to run. The ball at the 39-yard line, a gain of about 6. We go under 1:20 to go as they line up again. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The Rangers sub out Flores. He does get off the field in time. Anderson looking left. A little swing pass to Watson. He's got the left sideline. If we can't tackle him quick, he's in the end zone, and we don't. Goodness. Ethan Sill, the last man to get him, had a shot at him at the 15, but he jumped right over him basically, and the Chaps have taken the lead at 27-24 with the extra point to come. 1:06 to go in the half.
I don't think you could have scripted a group of plays to work any better than what they did just in that last 5 to 6 plays. That screen was set up beautifully that time. The Watson, he had a wall of blockers out there, and he was able to tightrope himself down the far sideline into the end zone for 6 points.
Extra point by Lozano is up, and it's good. It's 28-24. Westlake by 4, 1:06 to go. As I watch Watson now run through tacklers like he's doing. The only running back I remember in recent history was It was Malcolm Brown, who ended up going to the University of Texas, where you saw regularly defensive backs run at him, grab a leg, and have no effect.
None whatsoever.
And Mr. Watson, who you said is going to Wisconsin,
yes,
there's a reason why.
I think so too.
He is unbelievable running the football.
He's a great athlete. He's got good speed and good balance. What I like about him, what I'm noticing, is his balance when he's running the football. He can cut left and right. He can, he's definitely got the burst speed where it's one step and one cut upfield, run downhill. And, of course, he can catch the football as well. Now, he dropped a couple flare passes earlier, but that time he did a nice job of catching the football, letting his blockers get in front of him, having that patience to wait for the blockers, and then just go upfield. And, like to your point, no one tackler is going to bring him down, Tony. You better get 3 or 4 on him.
If you're a Ranger fan, the only thing you can hope for right now at the end of this half is they kick it to Woodard, and he can break some tackles himself.
Well,
it's 28-24. Westlake leads the Rangers. 1:06 to go in the half. Woodard and Pierce are back. Lozano will kick off from his own 40 as usual. Kick. This is his best kick yet, angling toward the sideline. Woodard will catch it inside the 5. Looks like he's pinned down there, and he is. Does Well, they're going to blow the
whistle.
They
called him. Oh, no. He broke the tackle, but the referee called the play dead. Oh, no.
I don't know that I'm saying that's a bad call because I don't think he was going anywhere. Let's see the replay. He's got another guy ready to pop him. Yeah, he might have got loose on that one, but he wasn't going any farther. From the 17, the Rangers, with a minute to go, will have 1st and 10.
Well, you're deep in your own territory, and it's a minute left in the first half. Wind at your back. Do you try to go downfield, take advantage of the wind, or just try to run this clock out and go into halftime? If you're Coach Hill, hey, it's do or die. I mean, you play to win because there's no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow, that's for sure. 2 receivers either way. Williams, quarterback draw, no going. The defensive line was waiting for him. Goodness, that was David Neal, the junior defensive tackle, who was watching him the minute he took forward, and Neal was there to bring him down among with others, and there's a timeout on the field. I didn't see which way they pointed. I'm guessing it's Westlake. Would that not be right? Be their second.
I think you're right.
Second timeout.
Well, that time it looked like Neal went unblocked that time because really Williams had no chance of getting upfield at all. Give credit to the defensive end, Neal.
Yeah. It is a timeout by Westlake. We'll keep it here. 28-24. The Chaps lead it. 4 points the advantage in a shootout of a first half. Really, the only difference right now is the Rangers were limited to a field goal on their first drive. Both teams have had 4 scoring drives. Each team has had a turnover. Their turnover resulted in a
6 points.
A Ranger touchdown. Right. Our turnover resulted in 7 points for them.
Yep.
So both turnovers have been turned into points. Right now they just have 4 more than the Rangers do.
You know, sometimes you feel like that field position should be almost like the storyline to any football game.
Right.
But field position right now hasn't mattered as much as it typically would in a football game. But you kind of sense at this point that the Chaparrals have got a little more momentum going into halftime, and they get the football to start the second half as well.
Yes. That's why I think a mistake here is just unavoidable, has to be unavoidable. Williams wants to throw, has a man across the middle, throws a dart for Pierce and overthrows him.
He had him open too, Tony.
He did. He had him open on a little skinny post route. About the 45-yard line, that would have been good enough that you could have tried something else. So it's now 3rd and long, and we stop the clock on the incomplete pass with 45 seconds to go. And the Chaparrals don't have to use their next time out.
Well, that time the Chaparrals just brought 4 men, the 3 down linemen and the outside rover, and all the other linebackers bailed to get in their zone hooks. And the offensive line for the Rangers did a nice job giving Williams plenty of time to try to complete the pass.
It is 3rd and 10, 2 receivers either way. 45 seconds to go. Williams fakes the handoff, now steps up, throws it long, looking for, almost caught by Woodard, but it's tipped away. Good coverage on the play by the Chaparrals.
Yep.
Nice job of going up and knocking it down by Colin Swallow, a senior defensive back. And it's 4th down and 10 with 39 seconds to go. The Rangers are going to have to punt.
That's not a bad call, actually, when you're backed up like that. Throw it to your #1 receiver and probably the best athlete on the field, and let's make it a 50-50 ball. Go up for it and try to see if he can make a play. That's not a bad call.
With 39 ticks left on the clock, Anderson back to punt. The snap is good. He'll get the kick off.
Ooh.
Some pressure. Fair catch is made at the 48-yard line.
With 31 seconds left.
Fair catch made by Wilson Ernst, a senior receiver. And with 31 seconds to go and 1 timeout in their pocket, the Chaps will have the ball again at midfield.
Yeah. You certainly don't want to give up any points from Smithson Valley's perspective right now with 31 seconds left in the game, and having to kick off in the 3rd quarter and give the Chaparrals their first offensive series as well. So this is going to be critical again to have a stop. No points on the board. Added to, I should say.
They'll fake it to Watson. Now they hand it to him, and the defensive line is up for the challenge. Elliott was the one who made first contact. Zuber's there too, along with Gibbons and many others. So no gain, keeps the clock moving with 17 seconds to go. They give it to Watson on a handoff up the middle. If that gets anything, then I think they go for more.
Yeah.
But since it didn't, it's 2nd and long, 2nd and 12. The game clock now at 6. Will they snap another play? They probably try to. Well, no. There's a timeout by Smithson Valley. Nice job by Larry Hill with a timeout, a couple of timeouts in his pocket, not to let them just kind of last second, just
get an easy one.
Go throw the ball down the field and see if someone can make a play.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing to make sure here in that pass prevent type of defense out there, because the worst thing to happen is have, like I was called, a 50-50 ball, just going down there and see if one of your athletes can make a play and put some points on the board, right at the end with seconds left. That'd be the worst thing to happen going into halftime.
And let's not forget, this is still anybody's game at 28-24.
Absolutely.
Both teams have showed they can move the ball and score the ball. And again, the Chaps have the ball to start the second half, but that just means they get it first. Somebody gets it last. We don't know who that will be. And we don't know if that will be a time to win the game or not.
Way the game's going, I think that might be. I think you might have just called the whole game.
So from midfield, it is 2nd down and 12. 3 seconds to go, so this will be the final play of the first half.
We put Woodard in kind of as a safety. They're in cover 2, but they're out there, more of a prevent.
Yeah. Got to get pressure on him, not let him have all the day. They fake it to Watson. Here's pressure. They get to him, and there's a sack by Trey Witcher. Final play of the first half is a sack by Trey Witcher, the sophomore defensive tackle, who gets his 3rd sack of the year. And the Rangers go to the locker room with some momentum just on that, stopping them on what could have been a bad situation, even though they're down by 4. So that is halftime here at Alamo Stadium on a Friday afternoon area round playoff game between the Austin Westlake Chaparrals and the Smithson Valley Rangers. We're headed into halftime, and we have plenty for you, so stay with us here on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
We are the UIL.
From the coaches
to the players
to the educators.
We've been in your shoes.
Extracurricular activities are essential to the development of our youth.
From proposed rule changes
to the relaxation of transfer rules, we keep it fair.
New academic contests, we hear you loud and clear.
New events are music to our ears. We just added film. That's a wrap.
Educational activities help young people become productive citizens.
From staph infections to steroid use.
To cardiac and concussions.
Health and safety is a priority.
Heat, heart, and health history.
From heat-related illness to head injuries to heart-related issues to the medical history of students.
Your well-being is our priority because we are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
This is the story of 9 hopeful bakers and 3 wise judges.
This is a holiday baking beauty.
We have been blessed with a holiday miracle. I nailed it.
Who will become the holiday baking champion?
All new Holiday Baking Championship, Monday night at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 563. GVTC, just plain smart.
Make memories of a lifetime this Thanksgiving weekend at Bernie's 18th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Friday and Saturday, November 24th and 25th. Stroll Main Street Snowy Wonderland as you enjoy live ice sculpting, a 60-foot snow slide, photos with Santa, and of course holiday shopping along Bernie's Hill Country Mile. Dickens on Main features fun children's activities, live performances like Bah Humbug, a one-man Christmas carol, horse-drawn carriages, food merchants, and amazing concerts each night. And admission is free. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
The Rangers trail the Chaparrals of Austin Westlake 28-24. We're at the half from Alamo Stadium in what has been an explosive first half of offense. The Westlake Chaparrals with 4 touchdown drives. The Rangers with 4 scoring drives, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. 28-24. First down's kind of crazy. We'll go through some stats real quick. Jeff will comment about them as we go. 15 first down for the Chaparrals to 5 for the Rangers. Third down efficiency, they're 8 of 10, we're 0 of 3. This is no way this is a 4-point game by the first 2 stat lines.
No.
Running the ball, 22 carries for 127 yards for them, 10 carries for 32 yards for us. Again, this game isn't close yet. Passing the ball, it still isn't. They're 23 completions. They're 15 of 23 for 206 yards. The Rangers are 7 of 12 for 219 yards. So we're averaging 31 yards of pass completion. They're averaging 14, but that's typical. The passing numbers, though, almost equal. So at this point, you kind of wonder how the difference is. Well, they have 333 yards of offense because of the rushing difference. Rangers have 251. Turnovers, 1 fumble lost by both teams. Time of possession, they're ahead 14-30 something to 10-13.
Right.
Kind of team-wise, it doesn't look as close as it is, except for just the big plays of the Rangers.
Exactly, and the scoreboard is really the most important stat that we look at, and it's 28-24. But to your point, when you can't run the football like the Rangers had not been able to do the first half, it really kind of stifles a little bit of what you do offensively. Now, the Rangers have been able to complete big pass plays, and we've been able to score on those off of those plays and those drives, which is the important thing to do. But you can't really live long off of those type of big plays. But explosive plays, you know, one thing I was thinking about, you have to eliminate explosive plays by the Chaparrals, and we need to make some explosive plays. And that's kind of what's been happening here the first half, and that's why the Rangers are in the game 28-24, because statistically it didn't look very good.
So total offense of 333 to 250, basically.
Yeah.
Levi Williams efficient at 7 of 12. Couple of touchdown passes. Good-looking stuff. We are at the half. It's 28-24. Westlake leads the Rangers.
You know, Tony, in looking at those halftime statistics again, you know, if you can't run the football, then basically the opposing defense is going to keep sending linebackers and corner blitzes, and it makes your ability to throw the football even harder. So and it puts you in a one-dimensional type of offense. And so I think coming out the second half, if the Rangers can run the football, even if it is with Williams doing the quarterback draw, which he's had some success in, that is a rush play. It keeps the linebackers, keeps the safety, keeps everybody more honest to play more gap control instead of just batting back the ears and coming out in the backfield, which is what the Chaparrals do very good. That's what they want to happen.
All right, at the half, 28-24, Westlake on top. We'll take another timeout as you're tuned in to the Rangers Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh, so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the Food Network app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Who's got it?
The chance to become a Food Network star.
Well, you know I gotta check it out.
Because you're in control.
Let's get these baskets open. Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Your shows.
Well done.
When and where you want them.
It's a life lesson. I'm putting your creative intelligence to the today.
Wow.
Action.
Stream now on your favorite devices.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelek, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sandejo? Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is the team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, man?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
My passion is working with high school seniors. I really love being able to make them feel comfortable in front of the camera and express their personality so that their parents and themselves can have some beautiful images, keepsakes that really commemorate this milestone in their lives. Oh, that's working good. All right, CJ. I put together a consultation prior to the session with the parent and the senior so we can really talk about their personality, their likes, some of their activities that they are involved in at school so that we can really kind of bring out that confidence and that comfortableness in front of the camera that can really express who that senior really is.
So Jennifer, thank you for being here with me today. Can you tell me a little bit about what it is you do?
Well, I'm a portrait artist located here in the New Braunfels, Smithson Valley area, and I specialize in creating home decor for your house that has your images in it.
I'm pretty good at my iPhone and taking some really neat pictures, but I've been looking at these shots you have and they look like they're straight out of a magazine. How'd you learn how to do this?
Well, I actually went to school and got a degree in photography and have continued my education throughout the years, really wanting to hone in on how to make people look their absolute best in front of the camera. I also have a professional camera and lenses that I use that you don't necessarily have on your iPhone to really make things look incredible. I also take lighting sometimes on set and also reflectors so that I can really manipulate the light to really get that effect that I'm looking for.
So I heard in 2016 there was kind of a big deal. You were featured in a magazine. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, Senior Style Guide is a national competition and they have a magazine that comes out every year. And
We're back at Alamo Stadium and it's time for the Ranger Marching Band. Here are the sights and sounds of those.
center stage, the Smithson Valley Color under the direction of Sam Whitfield, the 2017 Color Megan Marker. In the please welcome the Smithson Valley Color and no.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
So I'm here with some of my Ranger football players today, and we decided we would do a little something special for moms. So boys, grab your paintbrushes, your glue sticks, and let's get going. When's the last time you did your mama handprint art?
Oh, like kindergarten or something? Kindergarten.
So see, she can see how much you've grown. Look how fun. All right, ready? Spread your fingers out.
Is that good?
Yeah, ready?
I made this handprint for my mom because it's the least I can do for everything that she does for me. I love you, Mom. You deserve it.
This is really important for me to make for my mom because she's my #1 fan and she has always been there for me, so I love her to death.
I've been working really hard on this today because I know and hopefully my mom will wear this to every game. And whenever I look up in the stands, I'll see her wearing this.
Alright, I made my mom an apron, and one thing I like to do a lot is eat, and hopefully she uses this whenever she cooks for me.
I made my mom this football handprint, and it says, my mom's my number one, because she drives me everywhere I go, takes me to all my practices, and she cooks me so much food.
I made my mom an apron because she's my #1 fan, and I put these fake diamonds because I don't have money to buy real diamonds, so got fake diamonds on here, so hopefully she'll wear it when she cooks because I eat well.
I made my mom this handprint so she can add it to her collection of art that I have made to her throughout the years because she supports me through everything I've ever done. I love you, Mom.
Aww. Mom, I love you.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to the Army National Guard, Baden, Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, and Tick-A-Tap Ticketing. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and thank you for listening to this state playoff contest. Enjoy the game.
We just got the GVTC Connect Home with Sky Bell.
Wow, you can see who's at your front door. Who is that?
Hello, Mr. Mueller. It's Marty from GVTC.
That's Mason Pierce, senior wide receiver and defensive back for the Rangers.
No, just Marty. Making sure everything's working. Video door, remote arming and disarming of your alarm, and you're getting text messages when windows or doors are opened.
Marty. Watch this. R-A-N-G-E-R-S. Rangers, Rangers.
The best. I mean, the best security on the planet.
It's still halftime, closing minutes of the halftime break. The Chaparrals of Westlake lead the Rangers of Smithson Valley 28-24. about ready for the final 30 minutes of this area round playoff game. As we told you earlier, a couple of other teams from the district are playing. We don't know time. I believe both of them are tonight. Judson takes on Lake Travis up in Texas Stadium, the University of Texas Stadium. And Austin Vandergrift takes on Steele at Canyon High School. And again, I believe both of those are this evening. So this one, the only afternoon game. And for the second time, as they did it at kickoff, as the players came out of the tunnel, the parents line up for them to run through. And here come the Rangers back on the field. Again, a defensive start for the Rangers as they will kick off to Austin Westlake when we start the second half. We gave you the numbers, about 330 yards of total offense for the Chaparrals and 250 for the Rangers. So the Chaparrals have been a little more efficient offensively, though in the passing game the Rangers have stayed even. They just haven't been able to run the ball as well as Westlake, even in spite of the 75-yard touchdown run by Mr. Woodard for the score. It's still been a little bit more offense from Westlake, but the Rangers certainly have shown this year they can come back and come back with a fury.
It's been those one or two plays, those big plays that's kept the Rangers in this contest, and because the time of possession is heavily in favor of the Chaparrals, meaning that they're having to run the football. They've been more successful running the football and taking time off the clock, keeping their defense off the field and keeping their offense, which is a very high potent offense, on the field. So, and they get the opening kickoff here the second half, so we'll see what happens by the Rangers and what adjustments they made on defense.
Adjustments are the key as you come out of the locker room for the second half. It looked like the Chaparrals made some adjustments during the first half offensively. The Rangers still were able to move the ball themselves, so defensively both units will have some work to do here in the second half if they don't want a explosive 52-point half by the combo.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm guessing if we get into a high-scoring second half, you favor Westlake a little bit because they average 10 more points a game than do the Rangers, but we know the Rangers can be explosive as well.
Looks like the wind is still pretty steady, about 10 miles per hour at the back of the Rangers, too.
Mason Reed's toe into the football will send it to the end zone, and Watson will let it go over his head and into the end zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Chaparrals as they come out here in the starting point of the second half. Again, 28-24, Westlake on top by 4. I keep saying 30 minutes, but it's 24 minutes. We played 12-minute quarters in high school. I know I've been confused before and been watching too many college football games, I guess. Huh?
I do too. And then you go to the pro rank, in the pro level, and it's all confusing.
So the Chaparrals break their huddle. The Ranger defense sees 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Kreider the slot on the left. They hand it off to Watson up the middle, gets a good gain of about 5 as the offensive line gives him a seam. The ball goes out to the 30. It's 2nd down and 5. The Ranger interior defense brings him down there. 2nd down.
Yeah, Kreider down here in the slot position, so it's trips on the wide side.
Anderson waits for the snap, takes it, looks left. Out in the flat is Ramos. He catches it, gets shoved out of bounds, but not until he gets a 1st down at the 35-yard line. They'll spot him for a 1st down and move the chains. 1st and 10 for Austin Westlake on that basic play of the little 5-yard out. They've wore the Rangers out with it on 1st down, on the 2nd or 3rd and short.
Yeah, trips to the strong side, and it's one man up, one-on-one on the backside with Ramos, and that time Pierce just gave him too much cushion for the 5-yard out for a 1st down.
Anderson hands off to Watson, gets outside the tackle, has to beat Pierce. Pierce gets him out of bounds, not until near midfield at the 46.
Well, that time I don't think Watson wanted to run outside. He had to bounce it outside because the hole was plugged up. Nicely done by the Ranger interior lineman, but that outside was wide open because the outside end was hooked by the offensive tackle Ayler, number 72, who's on that left side.
So again, the Rangers defense on 1st down. They give it to Watson again. He bounces it right after it's plugged up the middle. He falls forward as he does a lot, gets 3 yards basically on nothing. Looks like Witcher at the bottom along with Elliott. But a gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7.
The Rangers haven't really changed their defensive formation. They're staying at base 4 front, 3 linebackers, and the basic cover 2 in the secondary. They haven't changed a whole lot.
They give it to Watson again. He breaks tackles again. Finally upended. Looked like Johnson got his legs out from under him there. Looks like he's a little shy of the first down, maybe.
It's close.
Oh, they're going to wait. Without a measurement, the side judge just says, let's waive it. The ball's at the 44. It's 1st and 10 for Westlake.
I thought that was a pretty good spot by him.
Very favorable, yes. They're moving the ball with the run right now. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They fake it to Watson. Anderson keeps it, spins away from a tackler, then gets brought down. Zoig and Zuber bring him down, but not until he gets about 6 to the 38-yard line. It's 2nd and 4.
You know, sometimes you just want, as a safety, number 2, Johnson came up to really make the hit on Anderson and had an opportunity to tackle him in the backfield, but he went for that knockout blow instead of a wrap-out tackle. You know, and there's a difference between getting, knockout tackle versus wrap-up tackle. That time, just keep your head up, keep your face up, keep your feet underneath you, and make a sure tackle for no gain. But he ducked his head, and Anderson was able to spin out of it and go for a 5-yard gain out of nothing.
So 2nd and 4. Watson up the middle, big hole, breaks through, breaks a tackle, wrestled down finally. Pierce got him late at the 25. There is a flag on the play. Westlake clapping like it's against the Rangers. Our referee is talking.
Was his mic not on, or what is it? He didn't give a signal.
He did not really intend. He said something, but we can't hear it.
We have a Ranger down,
so
too.
There's a Ranger down on the field. Westlake on the move. The Ranger quickly up. Is that Johnson?
It is
number 2. No, it's Flores, Alex Flores, the senior defensive end. So they'll sub him out, and we'll be back to action shortly. 9:47 to go, 3rd quarter. Westlake on top by 4, 28-24. On the move from their own 25. They've marched to the Ranger 25. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anderson takes the snap. Hands it to Watson going left. It's a sweep, but the Rangers string it out and really gets no gain. Back to the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, I'm just watching the mechanics of the offensive line for the Chaparrals, and I tell you what, they're big men up there, and they're just, they have their hands on their hips. They're ready for the next play. They're just really getting after this defensive line now for the Rangers, and you're seeing the momentum because they like to run the football. Nothing more than an offensive lineman wants to do is to punish the defensive guy across the line of scrimmage, and that's what they're doing so far this 3rd quarter.
Anderson to pass, straight drop, has some pressure, avoids it initially. Now rolling left. He looks like he's going to run across the 25, then upended. Woodard knocked the ball away. Is it loose? Is it down, or did they call him down?
They called him down.
So, unlike the 1st quarter when one official called him down and the other one said no, we don't have anyone coming in here saying no. Anderson is down. Woodard upended him, legs first.
Here's a replay.
And as the ball, we'll see, as the ball hits the ground is where it comes loose, and the ball cannot cause a fumble, so it's 3rd and 7 from the 22. Rangers fans unhappy. 2 receivers either way. Anderson straight drop back, looks right, has a man in the flat. Is it knocked away? No, it is caught by Penny Baker. At the 12, it's 1st down for the Chaparrals.
Man, that's just as a defensive player, you just cannot let that happen. When you have momentum, you got if you stop them here, it's a field goal at best, and you give them a 1st down because you're laid off too far on the receiver. You got to come up and challenge that receiver.
Here's Watson. No, it's kept by Anderson up the middle all the way to the goal line. It looks like they'll be marked down inside the 1. That time Anderson made a nice read on the fake handoff to Watson and kept it to himself and had some seams up the middle. It's 1st and goal from the 1 now. Inside the 1. 8:30 to go. 3rd quarter action. 1st minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Wonder who's going to get the football here.
I'd guess it'd be Watson, myself. Ranger defense sees Watson take it up the middle, touchdown. So the Chaparrals have gone up by double digits now, 34-24 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, it's penalty to be assessed on the kickoff.
So sportsmanship penalty will go against the Chaparrals.
Against Watson.
And that'll be assessed on the kickoff. And as they're kicking into the wind, that could present the Rangers with some good field position. In any event, they lead at 34-24, the extra point to come. 8:20 to go in the third quarter.
Well, just if you're Todd Dodge, this is exactly what you want to do, coming out the third quarter and establishing the tempo, having your offense just march down the field and punch it in the end zone. Of course, if you're Larry Hill, this is one thing you did want to happen, is not to get some sort of stop and get the ball back in your offensive hands. So we're going to see how the Rangers are going to respond after this.
Lozano in for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good as he remains perfect on the season. 5 of them today. 63 coming in, so that'd be 68 on my elementary math.
I think you're correct.
35-24. Westlake leads by 11 now, opening minutes of the third quarter. 8:20 to go in the third. The Rangers will receive the kickoff after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
How can 11 girls go missing? No suspect was identified. There's an inmate. He has confessed to murdering 11 girls, but he's retracted his confessions. Who is this guy?
Ed, what happened?
Watch A&E, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 558. GVTC, just plain smart.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've your bacon cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
Austin Westlake has taken a 35-24 lead. Opening minutes of the third quarter, 8:20 left in the quarter. The Rangers will receive the kickoff after the penalty. The ball taken all the way back to the 25, so Lozano will kick off from his own 25 and into the wind in the first half. A couple went out of bounds, but most of them fielded somewhere between the 10 and the 20. This should be somewhere near the, let's say, the 25 and the 35 maybe. In any event, he's kicking into the same wind that we had in the first half, about 10 miles an hour out of the south-southeast. So the kickoff, this is a good kick, kind of a low driving kick. Woodard fields it at the 19, comes up the right sideline, has a few blocks, squirts through a couple of defenders, and then is buried at the 40, but good field position for the Rangers, who will start 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Well, we'll just have to see how the Rangers respond to that quick, not quick, but the opening drive and touchdown now by the Chaparrals. And, you know, again, the offensive line can kind of set the tempo. And I saw this tempo being set by the Chaparral offensive line when they came out and they knew that they were driving on them on the Ranger defense. You could see the bounce in them and between plays. Now let's see what happens here with the Ranger offensive line. See what they can do to set the tempo and drive down the field as well.
And we've talked during the game about key points in the game. To me, this is very key that the Rangers come up with some kind of an answer. Yep. Down by 11 now.
They have to respond.
Williams, 2 receivers to the left, will run it himself up the middle. Gets it through, breaks a tackle, and gets near first down yardage on a nice tough run by the junior quarterback, Levi Williams. Good looking play that time as he got loose. Trellis Collins, a junior defensive tackle, in on the play, but not before he got 9, 2nd and 1.
Well, if we had any doubts about his health, Levi Williams' health from last week, I tell you, he's looking really strong and running hard today.
Cervantes and Gilliam, the receivers down here on this end. A tight end this way as well as Hunter. Williams, little sweep action. That is Pierce. Not much room there as they string it out, though they do push him with a tackle from behind by the linebacker Dickerson. Out near first down yardage. It is a first down at midfield.
For Luther, Sage Luther, number 5, the free safety for the Chaparrals, came up on the corner and really kind of blew that play up from the beginning where Pierce was unable to plant and get upfield. He had to keep stringing it lateral. And whenever the defense keeps the running back going sideline to sideline, it's basically going to be disastrous because then you can always string it out to the sidelines.
So a 1st and 10 call from midfield. The Rangers have it all in front of them. The play clock now at 11 as we break the huddle. Going to have to hurry a little bit.
Play clock.
Williams has to snap it, and he finally does. They fake the handoff. He's got Woodard on the left side. A little out route that he overthrows. Goodness.
Yeah, he was open too.
The second time tonight we've seen Williams. The first time I thought it was because the defender was between him, but that one he just missed the throw. Probably 5-6 feet above his head. And Woodard was open near the 30-yard line, good enough for a first down and to keep the chains moving. It's 2nd and 10 now. The clock stops at 6:52 in the third.
Well, one thing we get a bad perspective up here, Tony, is the passing lanes that maybe Levi Williams is looking into. And when he has to throw around a big body like that's in front of him, a defensive line, it does alter the perception of the pass.
Williams to Aiken, straight up the middle. Short gain, give him 3 to the 47. So it'll be 3rd and 7 as Aiken is buried underneath the meat of that defensive line. Collins in on that one as well, as Neal was in the neighborhood, but that defensive line is bulky and makes plays.
Big third down here for the offense. They've got to respond and get a first down here to flip this, if anything, to flip the field position.
Well, they need to keep the drive going because they're down 11 and need to answer.
Yeah, true.
2 receivers go right. Cervantes outside of Woodard. Gilliam's down here on the left. Williams rolls to his right. Gets a block, now throws on the move. It is caught by Hunter, short of the first down. He tries to fight ahead, but doesn't get it. Gets to the 42 when the first down marker's at the 40. It'll be 4th down, and the Rangers don't move anybody on the sideline. It looks like we'll go for it. A 4th and 2 from the 42.
Yeah, it looks like it's a long 2 as well, if there's such a thing, but it is a long 2. 4th down, 4-down territory. You've got to pick it up here.
Personnel doesn't change. Aiken comes out with Gilliam. Hunter goes with Woodard on the right. The lone setback is Cervantes. Williams calls out signals, then looks to the sideline. A couple of different pats and such. Williams make a change to his call to his line. Now takes the snap, wants to run straight ahead. Cervantes is the lead blocker. I think he spun. No, they're going to mark him down short.
I don't know.
From the side, judge has come down short, and I don't believe they're going to give it to him because he was emphatic. I thought Williams spun on the top of a couple of defenders and got past the line of scrimmage, and they'll say no because that line judge came in from the Westlake side, marked him a complete half-yard short when I don't think there was any chance he was anywhere. Boy, I thought when he spun over the top of the defenders, and
I thought it was an easy first down.
He was laying on top of the defenders and spun over the top of them to the other side of them, which was past the 40-yard line.
Well, that's what I thought too, unless his knee hit the ground and we couldn't see it. That's the only thing I can think of, them marking it short at the 40-yard line.
Tough call again here in Alamo Stadium. So the Rangers down by 11 bring the defensive unit back, and the Chaparrals are back on offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They give it to Watson. And he is tackled, shoestring tackle, by the defensive line.
Is that Keeler?
Actually, yes, it was the defensive end, Keeler. A gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7.
We're going to see the same type of thing on offense for the Chaparrals. They're just going to pound it with Watson, and they're going to throw the play-action pass and the quarterback keep. I mean, there's nothing going to be fancy, and they're just going to try to keep momentum on their side and move down the field and continue to put points on the board.
Another handoff to Watson, this time angling left, breaks through, gets through the linebackers, now into the secondary. Sill tries to spin him down and finally trips him. And I mean he trips him. He stuck his leg out and caught him. I'm kind of surprised there isn't a flag.
Looks like Watson's got a cramp, a calf cramp too.
So out to the 25, it's first down yardage. 4.5 to go in the quarter. Westlake up 35-24 and on the move again.
Watson's original wanted to go to the left side of the line of scrimmage, and it was boggled up, so he just cut it back across the grain. The backside linebacker for the Rangers had already overflowed the play, and it was wide open for Watson to just have a lot of green before he had another defender to even challenge him on a tackle.
So 1st and 10, and I think they're going to call a timeout, Will Westlake, because the play clock was under 5 before they even got to the line. So it is timeout Austin Westlake. They lead at 35-24, 4:11 to go in the third quarter. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Texas Flip and Move is ready to roll.
I could not be more excited about this.
Who'll be the Lone Star State's big flipper? Each team buys low and sells high.
The bigger the risk,
the bigger the reward. Texas Flip and Move, Friday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Digital Cable Channel 126. GVTC, just plain smart.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
All year long, we've asked the Smithson Valley Ranger defense to come up and make another stop when it was absolutely necessary. And for most of the year, they've done the job. Right now, they're in that hole right now. 4:11 to go, third quarter. They're down to Westlake, 35-24. It's 1st and 10 from the Ranger 25. Couple of backs either side of Anderson. He'll run it himself with a lead blocker. Gets punched and then leans forward. Gets a couple of yards. They'll mark him inside the 24 at the 23. It's 2nd down and 8.
Will Gibbons did a nice job from his middle linebacker position that time, just eyeballing Anderson, making sure he couldn't get too far on it, and got just enough of a leg to make the stop.
So Anderson again has 2 receivers either way. He wants to pass. Looks right now, looks left. Over the middle, has a man, and it's completed. 1st down yardage inside the 15. That is Penny Baker, pardon me. And it's 1st down yardage to the 12. As they continue to run the same routes that continue to work.
Yep. That outside receiver takes 5 yards and drags across the middle, while the inside slot receiver takes the man out, and it's wide open over the middle.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They give it to Watson, who seems to be healthy enough to run, though he doesn't get very far this time on 1st down. I think it was Witcher down there at the bottom along with Gibbons. Short gain will give him maybe a yard at 2nd and 9. Flores comes off the field again. So 2nd and 9 from the 13. They'll look to the sideline as the game clock goes under 2:45. Here in the 3rd, an 11-point lead for Westlake. Trying to add on to that now in Ranger territory. This time Anderson keeps it after the fake. Zuber, Witcher, a bunch of Rangers. Pow also there.
One more play to keep him out of the end zone, and then you're to be forced him to kick a field goal. That's actually would be kind of a win.
Well, 3rd and 8, you've got to stop it now. We've asked them on this series to do what has been the impossible so far today. The game clock goes under 2 minutes before this play is run. Westlake has a 3rd and 8. The defense asked to make one more stop. Anderson wants to throw. He looks left, has a man toward the end zone, angling there. Good pass breakup by Ethan Sill. Knocks it away as Penny Baker was the intended receiver. It's 4th down, and the field goal unit will come on for Austin Westlake.
That's a darn good job by the defensive unit that time, putting themselves in a tough situation and forcing them to a field goal. That right there is maybe the momentum that they could use now moving forward.
The field goal would make it a complete 2-score advantage of 14 points if they can convert. Lozano on the season, 9 of 10 as long as 40. This one is of 28 yards. The snap is good. The hold by Kreider is good. And the kick is also good. 38-24. The Chaparrals take a 14-point lead with 1:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Snoring, sleep apnea, teeth grinding, daytime tiredness. It's time to solve the problem. Dr. Matt Bayless and Summerhill Dental are right here in the Spring Branch Bulverde community and can help you stop snoring without the use of loud, uncomfortable machines. Summerhill Dental is your partner in getting a better night's sleep tonight. Our appliances are a proven solution to stop snoring and sleep apnea. No CPAP, no surgery. Log on to summerhilldental.com or call Dr. Bayless today.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
Woodard and Pierce will go back for the Rangers, who need some offense with 1:48 to go in the 3rd. Still 13 minutes and 48 seconds of football left, but the Rangers down by 14 now at 38-24. Now kicking from the 40. Lozano got a good kickoff last time that carried what would be near the 5-yard line in this scenario. So his leg into this wind has gotten stronger, and he's kept it in bounds the last several kickoffs.
I think the coach might have said something to him on the sideline, like keep it in bounds. Come on.
So he puts a toe to it. This one driven near the goal line. Woodard will field it at the 2. Straight up the middle, angles left, splits some defenders, now gets away from another, but then the Westlake defense is there. They give him credit to the 28, so a gain of about 24 yards, or I'm sorry, 26 yards. Gives it out to the 28 where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. Our umpire going back to the 25. Did you see him there?
Yes.
He instantly went back. I just was laughing earlier, and Jeff didn't know what I was laughing at. Our umpire tonight has decided he knows where the ball belongs more than the line judge does, and he's moved it several times short of where it belonged. He did that to the Chaparrals this last drive 2 different times. So the Rangers start 1st and 10 as we'll get rid of that. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pierce, the receiver down here on this end. They look right. It's a bad pass by Levi Williams. He throws it over the head of Cervantes, who's out there on the right flat and had a chance to, I don't know, get 5-10 yards.
Well, Cervantes was going to be one-on-one with a cornerback, and so basically you break one tackle or juke one guy out, and it's nothing but pay dirt. So that play was a good play. It's just that it looks like, I don't know what's going on with Levi Williams. He's just thrown high. The last 3 passes have all been high.
Double tight end formation. Palamine on with Hunter. They fake the back. Now Pierce going a flat or a post route, and they just trap him and knock him down, and that's interference. They don't knock him down, but they stop his path. The safety, the cornerback Rousseau was back there along with, is that Wilson? In any event, they force him to the post, and then number 10, Rousseau, comes in and just cuts him off and doesn't allow him to run to the ball, and that is pass interference, and the Rangers will get a 1st down.
Well, that's a fortunate thing because, honestly, Williams was trying to bring it into a real small window to be able to complete that pass. In fact, it probably would have been intercepted because it was well covered. But, again, just a bad judgment by the safety, Luther, on that play that actually gives the 1st down for the Rangers.
So his 1st down yardage up to the 43. Williams wants to throw, looking long. It's Williams. Good coverage there. Trayvon is covered by Rousseau, and it's incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10. And down by 14, it's almost like with 1:23 to go in the 3rd, we're in a hurry to get all 14 points right now, and I'm kind of curious why we're not just trying to impose our will with running the ball.
I agree with you. But there must be something going on down there, obviously, that we don't know.
Right.
But at this point, that's just a 50-50 ball that Levi was throwing up there to Woodard. And Woodard had inside position. If it just was inside and wasn't floating on him, he might have had a chance to catch the ball.
So 2 receivers to either side. Williams, straight drop back. Has some time, now gets flushed. He needs to throw it late, does to Hunter. Loose on the left side, across the 45 to the 40 before he's brought down there. Another 1st down for the Rangers. Coverage on the play by Matthew Sams, who brought him down at the 40. It's 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley.
Nice job of Hunter just making himself available in the open for Williams, who was basically running for his life that time, and getting the ball off just in the nick of time to Hunter out in the flats to pick up the 1st down. And I tell you, Williams took a shot too right as he released the football.
We've criticized him or been critical of him a couple of bad throws. That time was a great, tough throw to Hunter on a tough situation as he was hit. Now he throws it out quick. It is caught by Aiken. He has a blocker, Woodard, but can't turn it up too quickly before he's brought down on the play by Sage Luther. So a gain of a couple of yards will bring up 2nd and long.
That's okay. That kind of play right there, it loosens up the defense a little bit and it keeps them guessing. Where the previous drive, the defense knew what they were going to do, and they just started blitzing everybody. So now that's been a little bit of run, a little bit of pass, a little rollout, bootleg, quick screen or quick bubble screen now to the outside. It keeps the defense guessing.
2 receivers either side, both in tight. So a tight formation. They'll give it to Aiken. Back to Woodard on a reverse. He's got a couple of blockers. We don't hold one long enough, but he avoids that tackler and then jumps over another one, but jumps out of bounds inside the 30. It's a first down at the 27-yard line. Trevon Merrick-Woodard, another first down run.
Nice looking play by that time by Woodard. In fact, he was one block short of maybe going all the way to the end zone on that one. And he did hurdle over the last would-be tackler right along the sidelines, and that's why the fans were all clapping.
And almost didn't come off because defensive line pressure almost broke that one up. They were in the backfield pretty heavy. So 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hunter's in a slot on the left, Aiken the setback. Williams wants to throw, has pressure in his face, completes it to Gilliam. Tries to spin away, but he has first down yardage inside the 15. They'll mark him at the 14. Tackle made on the play by the middle linebacker, Jake Ellinger, who was down the field in coverage, but it's 1st and 10 from the Rangers inside the 15-yard line.
This is how you want to end the third quarter. Third quarter was not good for you, and now you've got all this momentum going into the fourth quarter, going into getting ready to punch in for some points. Great job by the offense.
A great drive in the closing minutes of the third quarter sends us to a timeout. It's the end of the third quarter. Westlake 38, Smithson Valley 24. Back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Have you brushed your teeth? Yeah! Did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Have you brushed your teeth? Yeah!
Mom got you covered. Bring your kids to Summerhill Dental no matter how often they say they brush their teeth.
Back at Alamo Stadium, where the Rangers of Smithson Valley are threatening opening minute of the fourth quarter. It's 38-24, Westlake up by 14. Rangers trying to score from the 14. They'll fake the handoff on the jet sweep. Williams straight ahead, gets about 5. We'll say to the 9, and then there's offsides called against Westlake, so that'll be 5 yards free. We'll take the penalty.
Yep, it'll be first down.
It'll be first and 5, yes.
Yep.
So from the 9, it'll be first down and 5. Our umpire gives us 5 yards on this one. He's been pretty stingy today. He does at the 9.
I'm glad you're happy with that one. That walk-off.
He's had a tough day. The Rangers first and 5 from inside the 10. Send Pierce out left. Hunter, a tight end on the left. Palamine, the tight end on the right. 2 backs in the backfield, Cervantes and Aiken. Aiken straight up the middle, not much room, gets some push. Then the defense takes over to give him a gain of 3, now a gain of 2 to the 7.
Yeah. Not much there that time. The defense did a nice job of just really filling in their gaps. And down here at the goal line, it gets really tough to run against this Chaparral defense, Tony. And so play action pass, roll out, bootleg, that kind of stuff maybe gives you a chance to make a play on the outside.
Almost thinking a little RPO here.
Yeah,
they've done it a couple of times this year, and it's been very effective, but one receiver either side. 2 tight end formation. Williams straight up the gut, not much. Tries to get the first down. I think he's short just on this side of the 5, and he needs to get to the 4. It'll be third down and about a yard to go.
Just not much there. Erlinger came in from the middle linebacker position and made the stop on Williams. Just not a whole lot there to be able to run through.
So third and a yard to go. They need to get to the 4. They're just on this side of the 5. The lone receiver is wide left. That's Pierce. He didn't get the call. Now he gets it. Williams with 2 tight ends and 2 backs. Gives it to Aiken. He muscles up the middle. I don't know if he got it. It depends on the spot. Our line judge from the far side seems to be giving us a favorable spot at the 4, and that would be a first down. The line
right
judge
on the 4.
The line judge on this side gives us the 4-yard line, and that's a first down and goal.
There you go.
And it is.
There you go. Now you've got 4 downs to get 4 yards.
Can I just tell you right now, I don't think we can run it in. I don't know that we can't, but I don't know that we – I think we're going to try to.
Well, again, they're big up front. Their front four are really big, and they get great penetration, so it's going to be tough to run it.
Aiken the lone setback. 2 little jet sweep. It's Pierce who lined up beside Williams. He'll be brought down after a loss back to the 10, so now it's 2nd and goal from the 10 instead of the 4. That play has not worked a couple of times.
No, when you're down there in the goal line, going lateral is not the thing to do. That time, 33 David Dickerson had all the time coming up off his outside linebacker position, read it all the way with that motion, and made the tackle in the backfield.
Woodard and Gilliam out left. Anderson, the receiver, down here on the near side. Williams looks now. Woodard in motion. He'll cut up the field. They'll try to hit him across the middle, and he threw it behind him. Oh, then he took a shot. That has to be a penalty. Goodness. The ball went off Woodard's hand, and the safety came up and just popped him in the back. Goodness, how is that not a penalty? It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Can't worry about that now. We have to line up and play a 3rd down play. Play clock goes under 20. Game clock nears the 9-minute mark, 9:18 on a stop clock with the incomplete pass. 2 plays to punch it in. Williams, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They want a blitz. They do. He comes in and sacks Williams. That's Kelly, I believe. Connor Kelly came off the right edge, and Williams didn't see him quick enough and brought him down. It's 4th down from the 15.
That was coming all the way from the edge when Kelly came up, and he had a clear shot to the quarterback, and they knew they were going to throw the football. So it was just a good call that time by the defensive coordinator for the Chaparrals.
Play clock at 20. It's 4th.
I don't know if Coach wants to call a timeout here and think about it, but he's not.
4th and goal from the 15.
Whew.
Anderson, Hunter, Williams all left. Pierce is on the right. They'll press cover him. And the Rangers will call a timeout.
Yeah,
I thought they would. I think they wanted to get it out there and let him look at it and see what the defense adjusted to. So there is a timeout on the field. The first timeout called by Smithson Valley here in the second half. 8:35 to go in the game. 4th quarter action from Alamo Stadium. It's Westlake 38, the Rangers 24. 4th and goal from the 15. You're going to pass it. What are you going to do?
It's a tough call. There's not a good call at 4th and 15, to your point. So,
because on 3rd and 15, you're going to try to get half of it or more.
Exactly.
With Woodard on a skinny post there.
Well, and he was open too.
Yeah,
Levi just missed him. He was just a little bit behind him, and it's just a bad opportunity or a dropped opportunity. But here you are. When you had 1st down on the 4-yard line, now it's 4th down on the 15-yard line. You've got to have something to give you an opportunity to at least get the football down there and get in the end zone, which I don't know what would be at this point. This is probably the hardest call for Coach. The hardest call.
So
this is harder than trying to run Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because your throwing windows are smaller because you're in the red zone.
They only have to cover for 25 yards.
Yeah. It's favorable it favors the defense.
So the Rangers will come out with split receivers, 2 on either side. Williams. They have a 3-man rush and don't blitz anyone. They still get pressure on him, though. He spins out of it. He's got a big man to beat, and he gets to the corner. Now he's got to square his shoulders and make a throw. To the end zone, it's Woodard, and he scores! Touchdown, Smithson Valley! Oh, my!
Listen to the crowd.
Braden Chassity was chasing Levi Williams. Braden Chassity is 6'3", 245, and Levi had to run the heck out of it to get around him. He squared his shoulders and lobbed the ball to the end zone where Woodard was standing wide open, and you tell me how that happens.
It's all set up by Williams. He's the reason why that play worked, because he had to scramble, force the scramble, and the defender had to come off of Woodard to come up to basically try to make the tackle on Williams. He just lobbed it over their heads to Woodard wide open in the end zone. I mean, it's totally Levi Williams. That whole play worked because of Williams. Otherwise, the play was not going to work.
Mason Reed makes the extra point. It's 38 to 31. I almost put us by 17. Okay, it's a 7-point game with 8.5 minutes to go. It's anybody's game. There's the replay. And it's not, Woodard wasn't completely open. There were a lot of white jerseys around him. It's just that he had dropped into a spot where Williams could see him as he spun. And it really, as I saw the replay, Woodard was next to a defender, and he saw Williams, and he saw your corner.
Defender had to come up.
You come up, and then he just moved into an open spot. A great job by both of them. But again, Levi Williams makes the play of the game to give the Rangers a chance.
If flushed out of the pocket and had to scramble, that play doesn't work.
Oh, my.
Think about it. Think about it.
So Mason Reed will kick off into the wind as the Rangers are going into the wind here in the fourth quarter. And the defense will be asked to do again what they've been doing all season long, and that's come up with a stop. Well, really what we need now is a turnover.
That's what I was just going to say that. This is where the turnover, the change of the game happens right now.
No turnovers in the second half, am I correct?
None.
None in the second. One by each team in the first half.
Both teams scored off of it. Touchdowns off of it.
So Mason Reed will kick off with 8:24 to go in the game. The Rangers down by a touchdown, 38-31. Reed, a little pooch kick high in the air, fielded near the 21. And the Westlake returner breaks some tackles. It is.
That's
36, Jake Erlinger, the middle linebacker. My goodness.
He did a pretty good job running with the football, too.
Wow. The 6'5", 205 junior, whose brother plays quarterback for the Longhorns, returned the ball out to the 46. So a gain of about 24 yards from the 22 to the 46.
I might have backfired on him, that strategy, that pooch kick like that.
So the Chaparrals have 54 yards to go to ruin the Rangers' party here. 3 receivers. Here's Watson up the middle. Not much. Good job by the defensive line to get some penetration. That was Keeler who had the penetration. And Watson goes down at the 40. Can't see it with the shadows. I think the 47. So a gain of 1 makes it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, 47.
Again, Keeler got in there quick and kind of tripped him up. So 2nd and 9, 3 receivers to the top side. Here's Watson again. Oh, he breaks a tackle. He's loose. He breaks another tackle. He's across the 40, now the 30. And they finally drop him down. It was Johnson and Woodard that finally got him down, but not before he runs for over 25 yards. Almost 30 yards to the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Chaparrals.
That's that play that they had good success in third quarter where actually Watson is bundled up in the middle, so he bounces it outside, and there's no one there. And he broke 4 tackles before he's finally brought down after a 25-yard run. That's just give credit to the young man Watson. That's just good effort, special effort.
So 1st and 10, they'll give it to Watson, and he goes left off tackle. A couple of yards to the 20, we'll say the 22. Gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7. Again, the defense asking to do the impossible here and stop them.
We need a fumble. There needs to be a turnover right here.
Indeed there does. 2 receivers are to the right. There's a receiver to the left. Kreider is
wing
on the wing here on the left side. Anderson takes the snap, goes to the right, cuts inside the defender. A little option play that he spins ahead to the 15. They'll mark him down at the 16, a yard shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Defensive unit being asked to really defend a lot of different scenarios, and this is a pretty good offense.
It's a very good offense. You know, that's that little speed option where the quarterback just grabs it in shotgun formation, heads towards the perimeter, and if he has it open, he's going to cut up, which he did that time, or he laterals back into an option pitch to Watson. It's worked for him all game long.
The defensive unit now trying to stop a 3rd and 1. Be wonderful to try to force a field goal opportunity. Handoff to Watson. He gets bottled up. I don't think he got the first down. They mark him at the 16. Defensive penetration that time by Elliott as the low man along with Pow. And getting up left as an offensive lineman, and that is not a first down. It's 4th and 1 from the 16. My guess is they'll go for it because that's what they do.
Absolutely. He made nothing on that play. In fact, it's 4th and still 1, a long 1 yard.
And that was 5'6", 210-pound senior Patrick Elliott that got the penetration that slowed him up. So now it's 4th and 1. Anderson takes the snap, gives it to Watson. This time he bounces off a couple of defenders and he'll muscle forward. The ball is loose. It's marked down. First down at the 14.
Well, it's good effort because it had to take second effort by Watson to be able to actually make the first down, twisting and turning his back and then pumping his legs. It was that second and third effort that actually got him the first down. So the initial penetration of the front four of the Rangers was there, just weren't able to clean up the play.
It is 1st and 10 for Westlake. Game clock now will go under 5 minutes to go when they snap this ball. Anderson has Watson beside him. Single receiver right, 2 to the left. They'll give it to Watson again. Up the middle, gets hit, breaks a tackle, then gets wrestled down. It was Keeler who hit him first but couldn't hold on. Gibbons was there as well. Give him a gain up to the 12. It's now 2nd and 8. A gain of 2 on the play. It is tough going for him, but they're still getting yards.
And you know, there's nothing fancy about it. Just give it to Watson. Seriously.
Offensive line just trying to surge ahead.
Yep.
So 2 receivers right on the short side of the field. A single receiver left is Ramos.
You got one-on-one down here at the bottom with Ramos.
Anderson takes the snap, gives it, keeps it instead of giving it to Watson, and leans ahead. He'll get a couple of yards, I think, to the 8. It'll be 3rd down, and what should be 4 yards to go as they need to get to the 4-yard line. Game clock now will go under 4 minutes to go. And they still have 25 seconds to go on the play clock. So it'll be near 3.5 when this play is completed, as they're working a lot of time off the clock. A very methodical drive as they've made it all the way to the 8-yard line on a 3rd and 4. They look to the sideline. Kreider and Watson both in the backfield now. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They all get on the same page. Anderson takes the stop. He's going to throw. Has Watson in the flat as he beats Keeler, and that's a touchdown.
Keeler had him one-on-one out there in the flats, and he just beat him. Keeler looked back into Anderson at the quarterback, and when he turned his head, it's over because that's when Watson was able to get behind him.
I'm sorry, it's Zuber, not Keeler. Pardon me. It was Zuber, not Keeler.
Okay.
But he had him on the run, and all Watson did is he just kind of took off lazily out to the right side, and as soon as he got past Zuber, he just turned on the jets, and Anderson threw it over the top, and now the Chaps go up by 2 scores. The extra point is bobbled on the snap. He kicks it through anyway. Kreider had a hard time with the snap, bobbled it, finally put it down without more than a step, just kind of flat-footed. Lozano kicked it through. It's 45-31, 3.5 to go. The Rangers in a deep hole now.
Yeah, it's a tough hole to be in at this point. I tell you what, give credit to the Chaparrals for responding when they needed to, and you know, it's just the nature of this game and playing against number 3 in the state. You know, it's just a tough going. You have to score points when you get the football, and you have to create turnovers to be in the game when you're playing against one of the best in the state.
Yes. So the Rangers will go back in kick reception. Woodard will go back with Pierce. And now basically what you need is a kickoff return.
Onside kick.
And then you get the ball back somehow. But you have to score super quick to have any chance. And this is a defensive unit that's played really well tonight, even though they have given up 31 points to the Rangers, who have a pretty good offense of their own. This is a defense that has been very tough when it's had to be tough.
Well, the Rangers have averaged, 37, 38 points a game this whole season, so they're pretty much right on par with the Rangers scoring, even against one of the better defenses in the state.
Lozano will kick off with 3.5 to go. With the wind at his back, this one will sail through the end zone. Might even go through the upright. No, not quite. Gets to the back of the end zone without any time off the clock. The Rangers will have the ball 1st and 10 from their 25.
Well, I guess there's no question what they're going to have to do here. And, of course, if you're a defensive coach, you're thinking, okay, you know what they're going to have to do as well. And you put in some sort of safety deep. I don't know if you go into prevent, but you really do watch your playmaker, which would be number 44, Woodard. I mean, he's the one who could turn this game around for the Rangers.
Ricky Rios, who we saw in uniform in warm-ups tonight, has not played, just so you know. One receiver to the left, two to the right. Now in motion is Woodard. He'll want to throw it back, and it throws a bad pass lobbed in the air intended for Hunter. I think it goes incomplete, or did he catch it? They say he caught it. Trevon didn't really put much on the throw, more of a jump ball type of throw, but it was in the middle of two defenders and Hunter, and Hunter came back for it nicely and ended up trying to make a catch that they finally call incomplete.
I think the back judge had his back to it and couldn't really tell. He called a catch, but the line judge saw it, and it must have hit the turf first. So
it didn't look live like it was a catch, so
No.
it's 2nd and 10 in any event. And the Rangers move some folks around. 3 receivers right, Woodard is to the left. Tried a little gadget play on first down, it didn't work. So Williams takes the snap. Steps up, makes a throw that's well short of Gilliam. I don't know if that one slipped out of his hand as he threw it, but Levi not very happy with himself.
No.
Knows that one got away. Incomplete, it's 3rd and 10.
Well, he had the receiver open. He had taken a button hook right between the corner and the safety, and he would have been open if he could have delivered the football there. But, you know, Williams has played a really good game. He's just had a couple miscues here and there with his passes. And I don't know, to your point, if he's just if it slipped out of his hand this last time or what. But anyway, went into the dirt about 10 yards before they hit the receiver.
So still a 3-man rush for the Chaparrals. Williams wants to roll it to the right. He's got to block somebody. 2 guys come loose. He throws it low. Had no chance as he gets nailed. I think that's the linebacker Dickerson that hit him.
Well, he took another shot that time by Dickerson.
Goodness. They have a 3-man rush, and we roll him out, and nobody blocks this end. And that's what flushed him initially, and then help came from the linebacker. It's 4th and 10. We just missed that one.
Yeah.
Just missed it. So 2 receivers to either side. They'll press cover on 2 of the 4. Williams with time throws it long to the sideline. It's Pierce, and it's intercepted. That's Sage Luther running the sideline, headed to the end zone, and I don't know if he'll be stopped. He angles back to the right, and there's a flag. He scores on the interception, but there is a flag on the play.
No, it's going to be called back.
One of the officials is walking with their players, probably trying to talk them off the field as they must be complaining, but this one will be called back, but with 2:55 to go, the possession will belong to Austin Westlake, and this one is probably going to be in the books. What?
What?
What? That's a chop block.
How did you chop block?
We're trying to tackle him. How did we chop block?
The flag was thrown late after the interception.
Yeah.
Did I miss something during the course of the play?
It's 51 with the extra point to go. How do you have a chop block on when you're trying to tackle an interceptor?
By just taking someone's legs out? I guess that's trying to block somebody? I've never seen that, honestly.
Brant Anderson got shook up on the play. They're looking at his left shoulder on the sideline. Lozano will come on for the extra point, and the Chaparrals will win by 3 scores now instead of 2. The snap is bad. The kick is no good. His first miss of the season. The snap kind of floated, and Kreider struggled with putting it down. Lozano kicked it. It hit the right upright and came off, so it's 51-31. The first extra point miss of the season for the Chaparrals and Lozano. But they still lead it by 20 as they'll kick off again, and I'm still puzzled. I'd like to know what that call really meant.
I think if you just try to take...
Here's the replay, but it's tight.
See, I think the play's the
play's
back
not
behind us.
Yeah,
behind the ball carrier.
It's thrown about the 15-yard line in the middle of the field. So again, puzzled to what the call could be.
Well, it doesn't take away really what's happened the second half, though. But it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Rangers have played the #1 team in the state in Judson and beat them at home. Now on a neutral field, they struggled with the #3 team. But again, folks, when you play a top 5 team, it's nothing's given.
Nothing.
This is a very good football team. We knew it coming in. We knew that they were 11-0 for a reason, ran through their district 6-0 with a good reason. They average 45 points a game. They get 70 tackles for loss on the season and a bunch of sacks as well. They are a capable team that averages almost 500 yards of offense a game. They actually run for more yards than they pass for during the season and average 46 points a game.
Yeah.
They're at 51 now, so they've gone over their average. The Rangers, who average 35 points a game, are a little bit below theirs.
Well, just last week against MacArthur, they almost had 600 yards of offense. I mean, this team is just loaded. But you know what? They do have a couple playmakers,
yes,
big-time playmakers. But you know what? They play well as a team.
They do.
And they're well coached. They do what they do. They know what they are, and they're really good at what they want to do on the football field. So with that, they're tough to beat.
Lozano will kick off with the wind at his back. This one high end-over-end kick. Chases through the end zone. And the Rangers will start 1st and 10 from their 25.
Well, right now you're just going to have people coming at them. And, you know, from the defensive line perspective, and in the secondary is going to be soft, looking for those interception opportunities. So this is what you're going to be leading for the next 2 minutes and 55 seconds.
The umpire is about ready to put the ball down at the 20, and then he backs up to the 25. He's been active all day. 2:55 to go in the game. The Rangers down by 20. Now just try to.
You've had an issue with him all day.
Yeah. Now we just need to execute a couple of plays and get back in some rhythm. First and 10 from the 25. Receivers to either side. Hunter on a slot to the right. Williams keeps it after he fakes a handoff to Franco, and he gets buried near the line of scrimmage.
William Robertson, the defensive end, number 94, junior, coming in and making the stop that time. Just was not faked out by the fake at all. I mean, at this point in the game, you're just not going to go for any fake. You go right to whoever has the ball and go after him. And that time, he made it a good play on Williams.
And now a whole new 11 come on for the field for the Rangers. So all the starters go out. Backups at every position. The quarterback is junior Colton Eilers. And the Ranger starters get a hand from the faithful fans here at Alamo Stadium today with 2:14 to go. The clock runs. Snap goes over Eilers' head. He'll take it down on and fall on it inside the 5-yard line. Oh, wow. They mark him back at the 2. That guy's been no help all day. But it is now, what does that make it? 3rd down? And you need to get to the 35, and you're at the 2, so that would be a lot.
33.
That would be a lot.
Yeah, Coach Hill, give him credit for doing the right thing, putting the backups in on this second playoff game of the 2017 campaign and giving them some playoff experience. That's the right thing to do.
Franco takes it, gets it out of the end zone, gets a couple of yards, maybe to the 3 or 4, and it'll be 4th down as the clock continues to run, now at 1:20 to go. And here comes the punting unit. And Brance Anderson, who was shaken up on that interception return, seems to be able to come out to punt just fine. The punt will come with about a minute to go. And Westlake will call a timeout because they have personnel issues coming in and off the field with the punt return.
Well, maybe we'll see their backups on offense come out and see what they have coming up in the next year. So I know their quarterback Anderson will be back. He's just a junior.
Yeah.
So they're going to be potent.
They will be, and
they'll be reloading.
Several of the receivers are underclassmen. So
yeah.
It'll be a good-looking team next year as well, but that's what you expect, just like we expect the Rangers to be a good-looking team, even without Mr. Woodard and Pierce and Rios and all the other seniors. Hunter, going to have to find some new receivers, that's for sure.
These two programs, though, you think about it, Tony, they just reload.
Right.
It's a system. It's a process. They start in junior high. They actually start in the Pee Wee ranks and look at these kids as they come up. So it's it's a great situation in these two respective communities and what they do for the football program.
Snap is good. Anderson will get the kickoff into the wind. It's not a good kick, and the wind knocks it down. It will bounce across the 20 and settle somewhere around the 29-yard line. So give him a credit of about a 25-yard kick. No return, and we'll see now with 52 seconds to go if I think they'll have to run 2 plays. Depends on how quickly their referee decides to start the clock after the first one. We'll see if they take a knee or if they go. I see Kreider. It's Kreider, the backup quarterback, maybe.
Oh, okay. Is it? No.
No, it's all their starters.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
They're going to take a knee.
They're just going to take a knee, and that they do.
Okay.
And the second play will happen just the same as they mark it back to the 34, and that'll be the end of the game after they take one more knee. And the Chaparrals of Austin Westlake will move on in the playoffs here in 2017 by virtue of a 51-31 victory over the Rangers of Smithson Valley. Congratulations to Todd Dodge and that coaching staff and those players as they have represented Austin and Austin Westlake well as Anderson takes a knee for the second time, and all the players continue to give best wishes down on the field as they will meet now and do the customary handshake at the center of the field like gentlemen with class, and both teams seem to be that way. So we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our postgame show as the Rangers fall to Austin Westlake 51-31 on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Let me come back to Alamo Stadium by saying thanks to Chris Gutierrez on stats, thanks to our camera people, our switchers, our board operators, and everyone associated with Wick Productions. And I'll thank Jeff Gandy, who's been with us on color the past couple of games. Between Brant and Jeff and I, we've brought you these games all year. I still want to give some final thoughts as we wrap this one up. But again, thanks to everyone with Wick Productions. This has been an amazing relationship with Comal County Schools, and we'll do nothing but get better in coming years. So we're glad for all you faithful folks who watch and listen as well. Jeff, some final thoughts as the Rangers ran out of gas, if nothing else.
I think you hit the nail on the head. They just ran out of gas, and you know, Westlake is a fine football team, and they're well coached, and they've got a lot of athletes, and so there's no shame in falling to Westlake Chaparrals today. You know, Smithson Valley, they are continually going to be building their program. They have over the decades. Larry Hill and his staff are a tremendous group of men who teach these kids. And I tell you what, there's more than football than just on the field, and what these young men learn from these coaches and from the community is outstanding. So I think we can be proud about the season. Disappointed today, but you know what? There's other things you can get used to. We can just kind of like get ready for next year, because I know it starts real quick. The off season does. And from a personal note, thank you, Tony and Bo and Chris and all of the Bowick Productions. This has been a real blessing to me, and it's been a lot of fun to work with you guys this season, and hopefully we can continue to do this.
It has been a lot of fun. I do want to say one final thought to the 8 seniors who graduate from the offensive unit and 7 defensive seniors who graduate. You've made us proud. You've made the program proud, and you've made everyone associated with Smithson Valley High School proud for what you've brought to this program. Tradition rich it'll be back next year.
Oh, yeah.
This is Tony Brubaker saying good night and God bless. We will talk to you again in 2018.